less than 10 days before it's time to get the show back on the road. God. Every year at this time, there's Christmas, there's New Year's, and there's holidays throughout the year. Fam, be honest. Even your mama's birthday. Is there anything more exciting than about to get into 49ers football? If anybody asks you who told you that, don't tell them it was me. I'll deny it. Mama's the number one. I'm just kidding. Let's get into this, fam. The question marks in the 49ers 2021 defensive line. Because we already know what Nicky B's going to do. We pretty much know what Eric Armstead's going to bring to the table. I got an idea. Javon Kinlaw I think that big moose is going to get loose this year. And then you look at Ibuka, and I think he's got the stuff, Really do. DJ Jones may be the most undersung, underrated defensive lineman we got. That boy is bad. I declared when DJ went and got Russell Wilson, we got guys that are way faster than DJ can't grab Russell Wilson. DJ grabbed that little butt, mangled it up, and threw it in the dirt. I said, that's what I'm talking about. I've been wanting to see that for years. So, I'm feeling good about that defensive front line. But I am concerned. When one thinks of the 49ers D-line, it's easy to see that devastating potential to dominate. It's easy to see. We've seen it in action already, minus just one guy. Everybody else is back, it seems. In fact, the current lineup of defensive linemen in camp may be the most abundant group of talents in camp, vying for a spot on the 2021 roster. Tonight, taking your phone calls for your picks to land a spot on a Niners defensive line that this year can actually afford to be picky. We're going to see some good football players possibly have to make an exit this year from that defensive line. Just don't make them exit. Oh, Pete Carroll's sitting there making, guys, I can see him now in his board addressing the guys, the coaching staff. So listen, no matter what our shortcomings are, we'll just wait till the 49ers start to clean house, and we'll sort of pick up some of those guys, and we'll just sort of abolish our own defensive line. Pete, you suck on so many levels they can't be counted. Get your own players, man. I guess they could almost say a little bit like that. We've had a few Seahawks, Richard. That guy that tore his ACL last year, boy, he backed up. I really want him back. He backed up K1 really nicely last year. Okay, but anyway, and look at it. Fam, I got to tell you, though, one other thing in the news that really did, I don't know about you, but do you remember Biz Markie, man? The dude with the girlfriend who sang that song about blah, blah, blah? That bothered me. Biz when we were talking about the Rams and cutting up on them Friday night, Biz was fighting for his last moments on this world. Man. Biz, because Biz is the guy that inspired me to believe that I have the right to sing. I mean, ever since he got that line when he's busy talking about blah, 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 and how she was just really bad, and he broke out singing, "Oh, baby, you got what I need. And you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need." I said, oh, Biz. Big bra, man, you're gone. Dang, the world just got a little less fun. So, rest in paradise to Big Biz. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I love Biz, man, I really did. All right, till we meet again, Big Biz. Let's get into this. Hey, fam, the Niners defensive line is deep heading into training camp, but has a lot of question marks. Tonight, let's go ahead and predict who winds up making the 53-man cut. Could this Niners 2021 D-line would emulate the kind of success it had over the bulk of the team's Super Bowl run in 2019? At this hour, the Niners are already facing some notable challenges with their D-line heading into the upcoming season. For starters, Nicky B is coming off a nearly year-long absence last year because of a torn ACL. Now, I've said it, and I've said it in a way where I figure, because the Bosas, this is what they do. They get torn up because they play with savage abandon, man. They don't give a damn. Each snap, they're coming at you with all they got. But they're also really good at healing up. So I expect Nick to be okay. Nick is expected to provide a massive boost to a team that dropped from 48 sacks in 2019 to just 30 last season. But it might be wise to go ahead and temper expectations for Nick until he shows he's fully recovered. Because you get in there, Nick. Because boy, I know first people, you know how I do, man. Because I get mad. First thing people will say, "Oh man, Nick's done, man. He's trash." See, Anyway, meanwhile, there's D, who as of this moment remains a big question mark as he recovers from a serious back injury suffered last season. And there's still a chance he won't play at all in 2021. We know this. Tack on worries about the remaining pass rushing depth, and you can actually see how the Niners, they're not quite on par with what we enjoyed 2 years ago. So that's a frightening thought because we want that same level of intensity. And fam, you know what? We could be understanding what this team's going to look like in a few weeks because, matter of fact, what if they surpass what we saw in 2019? Will you be surprised? With training camp just days away and a number of potential suitors for one of the many presumed depth spots on the 53-man roster, the D-line position battles are going to be key to a storyline between now and week one. Bosa figures he is the kingpin, with his man-at-arms support coming from 2019 sack leader Eric Armstead and the guy that could make all the difference in the red and gold world, Javon Kinlaw. I was him coming out of tunnel, boys. Oh, look at the beast. He looks bigger than he is last year, and he was huge last year. So I'm thinking that's going to be the key, man. Getting into the remaining players, it raises plenty of questions heading into this season, and with questions come predictions. So let's go ahead and have fun with this. Predict on as to who makes the cut and why did they make the cut. Depth chart time. If there's a side bonus to the Niners having plenty of openings behind the presumed cast of starters, it means there'll be some wide open competition to assume some of those reserve roles ahead of week one. We'll notice that in camp too, because beat writers gonna be all over it, man. If you're lagging, they're gonna let you know. Eric Armstead seems to be struggling with the oncoming, because I figure Eric Armstead gonna be the first target. Even if Nick's having trouble, nobody's gonna say anything, and they shouldn't. But right now, we can make predictions of the following players currently on the Niners offseason roster. Roll call! Eric Armstead, Alex Barrett, Nick Bosa, Darian Daniels, Samson Ebukam, otherwise known as Sosa, D. Ford, Kevin Givens, Deshaun Hall, Maurice Hurst, DJ Jones, Zach Kerr, Arden Key, Javon Kinlaw, Kentavious Street, Jordan Willis. Now, Willis messed up, man. This is not the year to mess up, too. Poor Willis. I feel bad for him, man, because he got slapped with a 6-game suspension because of a PED violation. He didn't even deny it. Usually people come up and say, man, I took something, man, I don't know, man. I didn't even see the ingredients, man. I didn't even know it was a banned substance. See, that doesn't work no more because the NFL's already told people, look, if you take anything without checking into it first and then start crying about the fact that you didn't know what the ingredients were in that particular product that you took, we're not going to even want to hear it. In fact, we may fine you more money for just saying that. So, he'll be off the 53-man roster in week one and opens up another spot for competition. That, in of itself, creates some wonder. After Ebukam and Nick Bosa, the Niners don't exactly have a lot of pass rushing depth that's either proven or filled with a lot of promise. See, that's where you start to shake because, see, we got to have a pass rush, man. Got to have a pass rush. Got to have a pass rush. That's all it's doing. So I'm hoping for another big surprise this year as Kerry Hyder was last season because I didn't see that coming. We could get a couple of Kerry Hyders this year, boy. Ooh, man. And Nick's already out there, and D maybe on a part-time basis. Somebody else suggested, is D just going to come in and play third downs? Maybe. Niners elected not to reinforce or drop their crop of edge rushers via the NFL draft this year, meaning pickups like Ebukam, one day, say Ebukam, that's right, C-O-M. And Arden Key might be the names to watch. And if Arden Key plays anywhere near what he looked like, didn't Arden Key come out of the SEC? Yeah, if he looks anything like he did then, I had him on my mock draft that year. That dude was nasty coming off around that corner. So if he could just recapture any of that, oh, we'll be sitting pretty. Well, he's got Chris Kaswork out there working him, so maybe we'll see. But that's not the only training camp storyline to keep an eye on later this summer, fam. Question, who makes the cut for the 49ers along the defensive line? Prediction is this. From, looking around, most NFL teams keep 9 defensive linemen on a 53-man roster with 8 of them dressed for the game. The 49ers may exceed that. I don't know, but I'm going to go with that blueprint. And given the need to rotate players via Robert Saleh's credo, all gas, no brakes. See, I'll never forget that. I like that idea. No rest, kill. Let God sort them out. Kill them all. This is a reason why the 49ers probably won't keep 3 nose tackles, though, unless one of them is versatile enough to play a 3 technique or something along those lines. As for our pre-week 1 regular season roster predictions, the backups could look like this, fam. Nose tackle, D.J. Jones, Zach Kerr. I know what you're thinking. I'll get back to that in a second. D tackle, Javon Kinlaw, Maurice Hurst. Left defensive end, Armstead, Arden Key, Deshaun Hall. Right defensive end, come on, man. Come on. Nicky B, Samson E. So, I know what you're thinking about. I don't really know. Man, as I look at the fact that Kentavious Street, he deserves a spot on this team, didn't he? Will he get beat out? Will he beat somebody up? Givens and Key are going to be in a competition. Somebody could lose a job to one of those two or both. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but Kerr is probably a little more versatile. We'll see about Kentavious, because we'll see. Ray Jr. said, "Hey, what's up?" Bosa and William Robinson, "Hey, what's up, Ron? What's up, William?" Danny, all right, what's up? Let's finish what we started. Yes. Ray Jr., what's up, Ronbo? Bosa and Kinlaw are going to lay the smacketh down on everyone. I can't wait. Let's go. Ray Jr., man, tell you, man. Marianne says, "Hey, yo, right, shout out from Bend, Oregon." One of the first things I need to do if I go in that direction, I got to go to Bend, Oregon, check that out. Man, Bend was, all right, I've been in Salem, but man. Brian, come. Hey, what's up, Brian? To the family, too, all the little Bryants. All the Culps to the Culp family, should I say. Ricky E. Hey, and the SF 49ers still the number 1 franchise in all the land. All the land. All the land. It's Rudy, man. Rudy's supposed to be in here to split Texas boy. That's supposed to be in here disputing everything. By the way, I want to give a round of applause to the Niner Ninjas in the chat. Why don't we take care of business? It's like the trolls that come in and like them roaches in Roaches motels. Trolls check in, but they don't check out. Ooh, get my ears on. Hey, Kieran, what's up, fam? I hear you, Ronbo. Rest in peace, Biz. Caught the vapors. Oh, no, that really bothered me. Thanks, fam. Hey, Kieran said, what's up, fam? Thanks for coming on early. I know, Kieran, this is always the plan. When I come in late, I be messed up is what happens. Good to see and hear from you, too. Brittany! Ow!
How you doing, Ronbo?
Brittany doing great. It's Sunday. I love this time of the week, especially when we're counting down the days of July, heading toward August. Quickly now, quickly. And Brittany, I'm looking at the defensive line. I look at people saying, it kind of bothers me. Jordan Willis brought on his own pain, but Givens and Street look like they might be designated to the practice squad, because I don't think the 49ers are going to say goodbye to him. I think they're going to put him on the practice squad since you can put your established pros on the practice squad. But who do you like here? Did I miss anybody that probably should have been on the starters, or the 53? Or 55, should I say?
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the guys that you mentioned have a chance, but one guy you definitely said, I was thinking in the back of my mind, like, wouldn't it be cool if Kentavious Street was actually a starter this year and not on the practice squad?
I agree.
Because he got some power to him.
I agree. I mean, the dude, everybody else is lifting a certain amount of weight. They have a separate part of the
Right.
building for Contavious to work in where he lifts up industrial
Hmm.
rates, you know? So, yeah, I agree. I don't want to see him go. I think this is a skill
I
thing
don't
that people are
either.
talking about when they don't mention it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't either. Like just not the Seattle game, my bad. The Saints game. Just seeing how he has power on that stupid flag, but still looked like a sack to Drew Brees. That shows that
It
he
was a
does
bad,
have power to him. So it's like,
it was a
imagine
bad
if he
call.
was a starter.
I
That
agree.
could really scare quarterbacks even more.
He should be more healed up and a little more ahead in his recovery too from the injuries. Contavious' explosion,
Yeah,
I think he makes it. I think some of these predictions may be a little off. I think Contavious makes it. And I got a feeling
I hope
Givens
he does.
might too. I really do.
Who?
Givens, Kevin Givens. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
He had some games in 2019 that showed how good he is. So I do see him making it too. I have a question actually. Ibuka, if they wanted to put him on the other side of Bosa, would they move Armstead in the middle next to Kinlaw? So that way he's more of an inside guy as opposed to an outside pass rush.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the whole the plan is to keep Armstead in where he's most effective. He's most effective coming into the middle on passing downs. You know what's really funny about
Okay.
Armstead though? He's one of the best we have at protecting the edge. He's not. You come
Right.
running around there, Armstead's going to stop you. So he's like
Hmm.
dual duties during the course of the game. But when it's obviously a passing down, the 49ers have to know he's going to be most effective in the middle. So I figure that might be the plan on him,
Hmm.
my guess.
Okay. Just a curious question for Ibuka because I'm still a little iffy on if D Ford is going to be back. Like, because we haven't gotten no updates about him.
I know. And they won't even tell us anything. It's like
No,
quiet
they
on the
won't.
Western Front. Nobody's saying nothing about him. Why?
It's like you made me hear updates about Nick Bosa, who I'm really excited to see back in full force. So, just taking his time, but still, I'm just ready to see him back on that field. I'm ready for it.
But you know, Brito, Nick is like part of a covert operation. Anything that's said
Mhm.
about Nick is going to be classified. That is your weapon. So you know you don't want other
Yeah.
teams around the league to start. Okay, well, looks like Bosa is going to be okay. So what we're going to do is this. No, you're not going to know what you're going to do because you don't
Mhm.
know what Nick's status is. I bet you that's what the plan is. Just let's keep it quiet about Nick, and
Yeah.
you know,
And depending on training camp, I may be surprised if one of the former Raiders actually makes the 53-man roster.
Arden
I'll be
Key.
very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I, either him or Hurst. I would be very surprised if either one of those guys made it.
Ah,
Because it's like, didn't they struggle when they were in Las
Oakland.
Vegas? So to see
Yeah.
them not struggle is a shock.
You know, could Key? Yeah, every now and then it could be that a player could be his failures could be the result of coaching. He's got one of the best coaches you're going to find because look what he did with Kerry Hyder last year. Hyder was okay, but he
Right.
wasn't like he was last year. Arden Key has more upside athletically than
Mhm.
Kerry Hyder. Why can't he make
Right.
that happen? Right. So I got a feeling we might be
Right.
surprised because he's got talent. He's got some off-field issues, though, Britt. A lot of these guys take themselves out of their game by their madness off the field. If he can,
That is true.
yeah, if he can just
Mhm.
corral that stupidity, he might be a great football player.
Oh, definitely. You see a lot of potential in these guys who are battling to make the 53-man roster or even practice squad because you never know. Your
Mm,
time on practice squad could be called up for you to go into the 53-man roster. You never know. So there's
absolutely.
a lot to look forward to in training camp here.
Mm. Yeah, it's going to be battles. But like you, Gary, I am also on board. I want to see, and this could be the attachment we've developed down through the couple of 2, 3 years when you were watching him recover Contavious Street. Because the 49ers, they've
Yeah.
actually committed a lot of time and effort into his development, you can't just throw him
They
out.
have.
Not now. So I want
They
to see
have.
him
So
play.
can he be fully unleashed this year if he makes the 53-man squad? Can he?
He's
I want to see it.
he's got to be designated as a DT, see,
Right.
he's got competition. He's not going to beat out DJ Jones,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and yeah,
That's true.
and they seem to like Zach Kerr. So I'm gonna. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed for him. You got to be more than a nose tackle. You got to have some versatility. You've got to be able to go out on the edge. I'd love to see Edge. I'd love to see. I don't know if he has that kind of speed, but he does have the explosiveness. I'd
Right.
love to see Contavious coming off the edge, and a tight end standing there thinking he's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Bam! You leave that crash up in the stands. What was that? Contavious just took out the tight end. Oh,
I was confused.
he's not moving. So
Yeah, that's true. He has to beat out DJ Jones.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what
we will.
happens.
Oh, we will, Brett. It's getting soon too. Brady, always a pleasure. I'll see you on Twitter. All right, we'll be back
Yes.
tomorrow night.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
All
Brett.
right.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye. Yeah, Contavious is he's a fan favorite, as is Kevin. And 49ers Ultimate Report. Give me a Niners! John out there. John be checking in even when he's busy. John, man, dude. Gotta get over here. Get over here. Makes a lot of noise on his 49ers Ultimate Report. I'll see you there. And wait a minute. Let me read it first because when I see Michael Atlantis, I don't know who it is. Nick Bosa, D4, John. No comedy, so this has to be the real big show. 2021 defensive line room: Nick Bosa, D Ford, Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, DJ Jones, Kevin Givens, yes, Maurice Hurst, Arden Key, Deshaun Hall, Contavious Street. Hey, show! I like your lineup. You can't lose with that lineup any more than any of these other choices, you know? So yeah, I like it. Let's now go to Chill Pill. Phil, come on in, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
And Phil, you have a right to decide who that defensive front is, being a season ticket holder for years. I mean, you know, I
That doesn't
look
give
at
me
all
much of
the-
a right, but
Yeah.
I got my ideas.
What do you think?
You know, I think Armstead, Kinlaw, DJ Jones, and Nick Bosa, the starting base set defensive
Sure.
line.
Mm.
And then you've got D Ford. And the reason I think D Ford's going to play this year is because they didn't even give Kerry Hyder a sniff. And they could afford it.
Right? And that would have
And
made sense. Good point.
I think if they knew that either Nick or D Ford was going to be not playable,
Mm-hmm.
they would have given Hyder a much closer look, and they didn't even go towards him. So I'm trying to read the tea leaves there, and I think
That's a good read.
the Niners know that both those guys are going to play. So so I have D Ford, I've got Hurst, and I've got Kerr. Kerr is a beast. He's
I
a
know.
beast against the run. So if you put him in the middle, no team is going to run against you. And Hurst is a little bit, he's a pass rushing tackle. So he could go in there. And if Kinlaw doesn't do well against the rush, if he's not getting to the quarterback,
Zach
you
will.
could put Hurst in his spot.
Uh,
And then I've got Contavious Street and Kevin Givens as the 9. I have Ebicom as a linebacker because he's going to play the Sam. And then when it's a pass rushing situation, then he's going to move to possibly defensive end if D Ford can't play.
mm.
So that's where I see how this all plays out. And then we're going to be real deep in the inside tackles, and we're going to be able to put, rotate guys in and out. I'm concerned about our outside guys giving Nick Bosa a break, but I think maybe Contavious Street can play on the outside as well on first downs and give Nick a break against the run, and go with that that route, and then maybe have Ebicom, blitz on occasion with Katavius Street out there, and that would give you the pass rush that you need. So, I think we're in pretty good shape, but I really do think D Ford and Nick Bosa are going to play a significant amount of games. I really do. Maybe not D Ford. He's going to play on third down and longs, but Nick's going to. I think he's going to be back to normal Nick.
You're going to put Nick on a snap count though early on in the season, because I'm a little concerned about his conditioning and things like that.
The guy was pulling a 200-pound sled behind his back.
I know, I don't know.
Twitter, running 100 yards with a 200-pound sled on his back.
And he was driving hard.
You can't deny that.
Nick's not human. I'm just thinking,
no, none of the Bosas. Joey got an ACL, and he came back and got the highest paid contract of defensive lineman in pro football.
It was not moving any slower than he did before he got injured either. I don't know. The Bosas are wired differently. They're going to finally figure out that they're not really humans. They're probably something out of the 23rd or 4th century.
Their recovery skills are beyond repair. I mean, this is crazy stuff. But I'm counting on that. I just think Nick Bosa is going to be back. He's going to be playing as much as he did his rookie year. So,
and even if they did keep on a snap count, it wouldn't last more than a game.
I'm an optimistic guy, though, Ronbo. Yeah. A lot of guys are pessimistic, but I'm an optimistic when it comes to the 49ers.
You and me both. I don't. I feel like it. I'm just so he's such an important part of that defense. I just want to be careful with him. But I just probably don't need to be careful with Nick. He'll be fine.
Yep. I think Nick's going to be fine. I think D Ford you got to worry about.
Yeah.
But if both those guys play a significant number of snaps this year, look out.
Lights out.
Look out.
Ooh, especially with the interior now being a little more maturity. I got Eric back. Like you say, you can always put Zach in if Kinlaw's struggling. Eric Armstead will be fine. We know this. DJ Jones and the versatility with that defensive front is such. Phil, those guys don't have to work their ass off. You can give them a break and bring some of these guys in that are going to make that squad and still be nearly as effective. And that means a lot.
In 2019, what we did was we had Ford and Bosa on the outside, and they moved Armstead to the inside. Mm-hmm. And that's how Armstead got all those sacks.
That's absolutely right. Man, so who's ever in the inside? Oh, it's going to be a field day.
But now you've got Kinlaw and Hurst. I think Hurst could be a guy that could be a pretty good pass rusher from the inside.
Especially now that he's trying to reestablish
himself. Hurst's not going to be a pass rusher, but he's going to be a stopper on the run game. So if you're playing a running team and he's in there, he's not going up the middle.
Hey,
that guy
DJ.
is just a plugger.
Jones is. Remember that guy we had, Ian Williams, a few years ago? Oh, the percentages of the 49ers stopping the run when Ian Williams was in that lineup were phenomenal. When he, as I compared that figure as to when he was out.
We've got the best defensive line coach in football. So,
we should be fine.
That goes without saying. He brings out a lot of good players. Like Hyder. Hyder had never gone anywhere
like he did last year
without, our defensive line coach. So,
so we're ready. We are ready.
I'm optimistic. I'm really good. I think defensive line is one of the stronger positions.
It is. It's got to be. When you look at it from top to bottom, it may be the strongest unit on the field because offensive line is tough, but behind our starters
both our defensive and offensive lines, we're deep.
Oh, yeah.
We're deep.
But the most talented between the two, the offensive line is really good, but the defensive line is still wow.
I mean, the only areas I'm worried about is secondary.
Yeah, we all are.
That's about it.
But you know what, Phil? Everybody looked at the secondary in 2019 as being the weak link on the 49ers squad, and they end up being one of the strongest units in the NFL. I love it. We're going to see what happens, though.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Good stuff.
Well, if those rookies come through in the defensive backfield, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be able to step up if somebody gets games, but we'll see.
they got every
All
bit
right,
of the
Ronbo.
opportunity. All right, fam. I'll see you tomorrow. Phil.
All right.
Night.
Go Niners.
Yeah.
All
He's
right, later.
I call him
Bye.
CPP, Chill Pill Phil. Hey, Jay, come on in.
What's up,
Jay,
Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're sitting up here, man. We're spotlighting the defensive doom. Look at, the best name of all time has already been used, unfortunately, by the Dallas Cowboys. I was always intrigued as soon as I heard the Dallas Cowboys doomsday defense, then pressured in. Driving, whatever team, the narrator would be going on. Every time we say doomsday, I said, well, look at that. Boy, them Cowboys, I hate them, but they get it done. So, the Gold Rush is cool. I like that name. The Fearsome Foursome, bad. But we don't have a name for the modern day 49ers rush. And Jay, this is the year that this defensive line should get a nickname that makes people shiver. I just ain't came up with it yet myself. But Jay, I got my what do you got for your starting unit? And then give up your well, you know what? You already know what your starting unit is. Who's gonna end up staying on this team and who may be designated to the practice squad? I got a feeling all of them are gonna be on the team, but some in a lesser capacity. The practice squad people. It looks like unfortunately, it might be Contavious and Kevin Givens. I hope they win, but Zach Kerr is a bad boy when it comes to running. And Maurice Hurst used to be just any team would have started Maurice Hurst. He's got to reestablish himself with us. What are you thinking?
Man, I don't know, Ronbo. I'll say this: the street's gonna be on this team. Em and Givens, they're gonna. I believe they're gonna be on this team, and it's kind of hard to say because I had to really look at them and see on in preseason and see how they get together and play together. So it's
How they're looking out there
I don't
compared
know.
to
I
others.
think
I agree. And see how they
Yeah,
look compared to the other guys. I know, because the other guys, they've been bad, they've been tough for years. And Kevin Givens and Contavious haven't had that much time on the field yet. So we'll have to see because they're gonna have to play really hard to beat out these established vets. I got a feeling, but we'll see.
yeah. It's see this saying because DJ Jones he plays very well, and Streets plays very well. So it's really hard to just pinpoint who's gonna be out there. I know it's gonna be Kinlaw's gonna be automatic, so he don't count. And I want to say normally what's the name plays defensive tackle, right? Armstead.
Yeah, but don't,
He makes they put him on the end sometimes too, but he mostly played tackle, right?
Armstead last year played way too much end. It may have been equal. They're listing him this year as defensive end along with Arden Key and Deshaun Hall because he seals the edge so well. So he's going to be inside and outside. Armstead gets paid because the reason is his versatility. He plays better inside, but he will stop you from running if you think you can circle around sideways. So we'll see about him. I think they're going to put him down as
Right.
an edge.
So I think he's originally a D tackle.
Yeah.
I
As he used
mean,
to
he
play
don't
with
really.
Javon. Yeah.
I mean, he really don't put that much pressure on the outside. I think he's more suited for the inside.
When it comes to pass rush,
And
no doubt.
yeah. I really can't say because the D tackle is pretty hard. We got some solid players at D tackle. We really do, and it's kind of hard to just say pinpoint this person's gonna be playing because DJ Jones, he's a real decent player. He's a real solid D tackle. So in Street, he's played well last year. So I don't know, Rumble. that's something I have to really like pay attention to and watch on preseason.
It's one of those things you got to
and
watch on
see.
film. You got to watch to see what they perform like, see how they've been working out. Are they ready to
Yeah,
roll this year?
yeah,
No, I know
and
what you mean.
yeah,
It's,
to kind of see see how our new defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryan, how he's
uses
going
these
to put
guys.
them in position.
Yeah.
So it's you know
Because the options
it's
are
going to be
endless.
exciting to see. I'm ready for football, Ronbo. I'm ready for football. I'm ready to watch Niners football and see what we do, and see how how everything unfolds.
Yeah. See, because it's like, it's that smell of, in the summertime, of freshly cut grass and whistles blowing in the background, players getting ready for the season. There's just something about this time of year as you fall into fall. Leaves are starting to turn. Man, it's time for football. So, this
Exactly.
is going to be interesting to see who makes it because these guys worked hard in all season. This year, COVID didn't have people all restricted, can't go outside and can't go near nobody. It's working out. So you're going to see a whole lot of different from these players than you saw last year. That goes on offense and defense. So it's going to be special. So.
Correct. So it's going to be really exciting to see my team ball out this year, and hopefully we can get as far as to the Super Bowl and actually win it and take advantage of our opportunity.
Yeah.
And try to pull this.
It's time for everybody to pay for what they did to the 49ers last year. Most fluke year. And I'll never get over that Green Bay game when they said, 49ers, we don't care if you only have 3 players. If you don't play, you forfeit. What? You know what?
Right.
Can I bring up the Baltimore Ravens, please? You postponed that game how many times? And we can't get no break tonight?
Man, exactly. They proposed. That's what I'm saying. They don't show us no love, Ronbo.
Wow.
They never did, and that's why I'm saying we need to take advantage of our opportunities. Whenever we get to when we get to the Super Bowl, we gotta take the bull by the horn and proceed to win that one. Don't sit there and be excited to be there. No, actually go in there. This is a game. They human too on the other side, and you got to hit them in the mouth. And that's what we did for 3.5 quarters.
Yep.
So, we need to just.
They'll be serious.
We need to capitalize.
Because they know they've been there before now. They know when they come in there now.
Right.
You're right. Been there, done that with the playoffs. But when it comes to Super Bowl, they can come in there super juiced. Because they say, you know what? All of what we just did means nothing unless we close this act out. So you know what? We're not at the Super Bowl. I feel sorry for the opposing team, boy. Somebody will get an ass whooping.
Correct. And I don't care who it is. I think they're gonna come back so motivated, and since last year was just a terrible year for us, just horrendous, and we've been through a lot. So hopefully we can just come and turn the ball around and get back to our winning ways and play Niner football. Show them how we capable of doing and winning and playing.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, fam. Tell you what, I'm gonna be looking for you tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw.
All right, Robert.
All right.
Yes,
Jay,
sir.
always appreciate you, fam.
All right.
If
No doubt. You have a good night,
Papa
brother.
Dragon out there in Tennessee, tell him, I'm Jay. You must be Papa Dragon.
Right.
All right, fam. Have a great
Jay
night.
Rowe. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks, fam. And I see John here. It says 49ers Ultimate Report. D-line depth is better than 2020. Kinlaw will have a breakout year in 2021, and I'll call it tomorrow. See, that's what I'm talking about. I look for Kinlaw to be shockingly good this year. He didn't have no preseason last year. He was on his own mostly. He did some workouts. He was filming everything he did almost. I did enjoy the part where he was fighting with dudes, hand movements. The guy had a knife, and Kinlaw was trying to. I mean, look at Kinlaw doing. He was out there doing kung fu. Yeah, and training. But there's nothing like in-camp training. Guys can do whatever they want to away from camp, but coaches are the one that drive you and make you who you are. Rick.
Okay, baby, hold on.
Rick E.
Ronbo,
Yo, what's up, Rick?
people's champ. What's popping?
Oh, fam, we're sitting there contemplating who's gonna be part of the fuel of no all gas and no brakes on that D line. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we already know the front line is going to be tough, but we want to keep them tough for 4 quarters. Who's going to come in so they can sit down and not be leaving our team, giving the other team any advantages? You know, and that's a special assignment. The guys in the depth are almost as important, nearly as important as the frontline starters. Why? Because they got to maintain the pain. Who's the people? You got picked out, Ricky.
Man, it's kind of hard to call, Ronbo.
It is too early.
It's really kind of hard to call.
I just want to challenge
the
your
weird
perception.
thing about it is, we got to wait the preseason to see who be balling out and who worked harder than the competition did. But the real thing to worry about is them vultures and feast games. You know, Pete Carroll and the feast games trying to get whoever we drop. That's going to be the hardest part of it.
Man. Even we put them on the
Well,
practice
I'm pulling up
squad,
for
they can take them off and put them on their 55. As long as you put them on the 55, you can have them. So if we see Kevin Givens in Contavia Street wearing a Seahawks uniform, is there anything more there's nothing more disturbing than to see players you used to appreciate all of a sudden put on that, except for Spoon is over there. You know about that, right? When I see Spoon running on that field with that Hawks uniform on, knowing that's where he wanted to go in the first place, Kyle, go with Spoon right away. And I can just see it now. God. We'll see.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's all right. Sometimes you gotta let a hoe be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? He's following the footsteps of Deion Sanders, and all the rest of them prostitutes. You know, but you know it's all good.
It's terrible.
It's all good. You know they're gonna do what they want to do. Even we lost some players to the Cowboys, and they weren't even Niners, like for real. So you know, it is what it is.
Well, Haley was, you know about that situation with Charles Haley and Jerry Rice. I never heard about that until years later. I didn't know Haley and Rice had issues.
The truth always come out at night, Ronbo. Not at night, but what's done in the dark always come to light. You already know that.
How do you have a problem with man? Haley had some mental things going on too, though. That's why he was such a good football player, because he was a little bit insane. So Jerry probably just went by and accidentally stepped on his feet or something, and Haley probably lost his mind and never got over it. He's like, them kind of dudes, man, what, you gonna disrespect me? Dude, it was an accident. I think you did it on purpose. Man, will you calm down, bro? I told you I was sorry. Man, bleep you. Oh, okay, you gonna be like that? Yeah. I've had that experience. So I know when you're dealing with insanity, you can't reason with it, because I don't think Jerry was that kind of guy. So I don't know why Haley hated him so much. Anyway.
Sometimes it's just like your shine. Sometimes it's like your shine that kind of, it don't offend nobody. I don't want to say make people jealous, but it just kind of, it makes people want to watch your shine. And since they don't got that little certain shine that you got, they kind of hold a grudge. And I don't want to say they wish they were you, but I'm going to say that they wish they had your shine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes that's a big part of it. I don't want to say it's all hating, but in a way it is.
Well, I've heard of that. I just can't imagine feeling so bothered by somebody else, their level of success or whatever, that I need to take a shot at them. I know those people exist, but how do you get into that mind frame? I just never could understand that. Why don't you, instead of using that energy to bother others, why don't you use that to improve your own place on this planet? There's no need for all that. It's just a waste of it. Anyway, that's just my thinking.
It is, and because it takes more energy to frown than to smile. Yeah. So most people are gonna hate, even though it takes more energy, when you ought to just be congratulating. You know what I'm saying?
Or just,
and that's why,
leave it alone. There's another option.
Yeah, leave it alone. Leave it alone. But sometimes it's just like, it be irking them so much, Ronbo. It just irks them so much that they can't stand it. Like, I'd rather die and I lose my job. I'd rather do this. And than keep my mouth closed. You know what I'm saying? And
Agreed.
and that's the kind of shit. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the kind of stuff that
Mhm.
that we don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? We're all just fans of the game, and
Yeah.
they're players of the game,
Yeah.
they're coaches of the game, and we don't really got any skin in the game. We just supporting our team the best we can. But
Mhm.
sometimes I hate gonna come out, Rumbo. You know, like they did you with that recording. Hey,
Mhm.
be careful what you say. Man, get the fuck out. I mean, I'm sorry, get the hell out of here with all that.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? That was like some of the most disrespectful stuff
Yeah.
I ever heard, and that's some haters. That's some straight up hater. And I'm gonna call it like I see it
Mm.
because you don't deserve that, Rumbo. You don't
No.
deserve none of that.
Nah,
You're
I
out
really
here doing what
understand.
they can't do, and that's why they hate you, dog. But you know what? That just means you're on your job. That just means you're on your job and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just like my Niners,
Yeah.
we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. That's why everybody be hating on us, but it's all good.
And,
'Cause, you know, we like the sun. We're gonna shine.
and I tell you
We're
something
gonna
else, Ricky.
shine, baby.
Ricky, if D Ford comes out there and gives us a good season, are we going to have a whole evening, a tribute to D Ford and how we talked about him all season long? Me included, because
Oh man,
I don't hate D,
Ooh.
but I just wish he could come out and help us out because I know his skill level is so high. If you get him and Nick on
I
the field
believe
at the same time, the other team is in deep trouble. And it's a disappointment thing. So we'll spend an entire evening. If we go into week 6 or week 7, and D Ford's got up to 8 sacks already. Fam, I want to call a special meeting tonight. Here's what we gonna do. Now start with me. I want to apologize to D. We thought he wasn't gonna make it. We thought he was gonna be laying up talking about my leg hurts, my calf hurts, my back hurts, my neck hurts, and he came out, and the boy is like the solid rock on the other side of that line. I can't wait to have that. Ricky, I'd give anything to have that evening. Just so we could do that. D!
hey, but you know that just might happen, Rombo, because I'm pulling for my boy, and just like you said that, we need to have a Jimmy G Day for all these other haters.
You know what?
We need to have a Jimmy G
I'm-
Day because it's a Jimmy G thing, baby.
I'm
Jimmy
so,
G thing. It's a G thing, Rombo.
and I like that G thing. I'm so confident about that. I don't know what to do. This is going to be interesting.
I'm with you. Hey, Rombo, before I got to go, I want to give a quick shout out to these lambs and their sorry ass team. I'm not gonna say Rudy. I kind of like Rudy.
I
But
know
what's the
Rudy's
beard
hilarious.
lady? What's the beard lady? The line. Dawn Burrs, the beard lady. Hey, don't worry about it. You're gonna get a job one day once the circus starts hiring again. And who else? Oh yeah, that fool that keeps saying to hit them thumbs down. What's his damn name, Rumbo? He's a Trader Raider fan.
Yeah, in that.
Hoover. Hey, your mama should have sucked you up with a vacuum Hoover before she had you. She should have swallowed you, bro. Don't be talking about hitting them dislikes. It's all about the likes, baby.
That's
Rumble
why
Sports.
Tommy Huxley Tommy Huxley comes in and makes Hoover his main project. So when Tommy gets here, Hoover, him
Shout out to Tommy Huxley. And shout out to the good guys too, because there's other people that are really class act. The Atlanta fan, what's his name, Rumbo?
That's Tony.
He's a real class act.
Also, the
Tony,
Seahawks
right?
have a great fan, the Seahawks fan.
Yeah. Shout out to all them. But all these haters talking about hit them dislikes.
Yeah.
Hey man,
and talking trash and picking
can
fights.
eat it up. Y'all can eat one.
You know, and we got a Denver Bronco fan that was through here and there. Class act, you know. But boy,
yeah,
you got Tommy Testosterone and Joseph Smiley and Seahawks Rain. They come in here with meddling on their mind. It's just coming from the gate. You know, okay, y'all.
They ain't got no lie. They know they're gonna get served. Tommy Huxley gonna get in that ass and serve them real good, but they don't care.
Tommy's got a crew. Hey, Seuss, he's got a number of guys. They work him. Anyway, hey, Ricky,
shout out to them. Shout out to them.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, we'll see you tomorrow night, huh? Hopefully you got some time.
All right, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, Ricky.
Good people's chat. We love you.
Thanks,
and everybody,
man.
hit them likes. Hit them likes. Hey.
Rick E. Thanks, fam. Have a great night. Oh, God. Do we? I thought we had a. Okay, we already did that. Right? Hey, wait a minute. Hey, focus your attention to the rear of the building, please. Under the tarmac, as he rolls forward, he is. Hey, Emilio! Emilio bounces down through the track, giving fives to both
What
sides.
happened?
Emilio, are you barbecuing?
Nah, not today. No, I'm not.
You know, it's not football season anyway. You should just wait. It's too hot anyway. You know.
No,
You know
it,
what
it
though,
was,
Emilio?
it was a
In the
little hot
Bay
today.
Area,
Yeah.
though, we be happy that we're not in Arizona. When you hear about Denise walking her dog, it's dark outside, and 97 degrees of heat. That is so. You know, you cannot sleep in that kind of heat. I hope you got an AC that works overtime. My God. But Emilio, man, I'm looking at this defensive line. Emilio, we have guys that are good football players we may not be able to hold on to. That just show you how good we are. Because I like Kadavius Street. I like Kevin Givens. But man, Zach Kerr and Maurice Hurst probably going to make this team. Wait, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, we might. I don't know. We might be able to on some of these guys. It's going to be like we had in 2019, rotation. To keep that in mind, we should be able to keep some of these guys. I know it's going to be a little tough because got to break down the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we should be able to keep most of them. Like I said, it's just as you look at it, we're the only place we kind of need rotation. And well, actually, no, we actually do have a lot of players in every position. We got a lot of receivers,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of running backs. We got a few offensive linemen. Defense, no. The only place where we're kind of hurting is our DB. That's the only. And our secondary is kind of the one where it's a little short.
You brought up something
That's
really
the
I
only
thought about. Our secondary is the smallest group, isn't it?
Yeah, you really think about it, because if you think about it, one of our safeties gets hurt. What are we going to do there? A DB gets hurt. What are we going to do? So it's kind of. And I know Richard Sherman went through his thing, but I think at this point we kind of need extra help. And whatever Sherman's trying to go through, always they figure it out. I think he's going to be a piece we might actually need him sooner or later.
I was going to say, that's a
it's
prediction now. You could actually, let's say week 4, week 5, Lynch has already told Rich, stay in shape because if anything goes wrong, you'll be the first guy I call. I could see that happening, actually.
You know what? With that saying that and mentioning it, I think what's finna happen, since they're banking on our rookies, but I think what they're finna do, they're gonna wait for preseason to start and see how that goes, and I think they'll sign him, because they can get him on the cheap if you think about it, and he'll kind of actually want to go with this because he actually does want to get one more champion and call it quits.
And he still doesn't like Seattle.
Because we're you think about it, we're actually one of the better teams that you're actually ready to win. So yeah, I think that's what he's waiting for too. Because I'm thinking that Lynch talked to him and the whole thing like, hey, we got your back. You need anything, we got you. So it's kind of in a way, it's an indication that he's still kind of on the team. He needs anything, It seems like the 49 Lynch and the 49ers are still here for him.
What do you think Goodell's going to do to him though? You got to come in and talk to Goodell when you have these little problems. Would Goodell give him like a 2-game suspension or something like that? How does that work with him?
Technically, I mean, you can say he did something, but he really kind of didn't. It was kind of from the videos and the 911 call. I mean, it was from, I guess his brother-in-law said something to him and he reacted to it. So it's getting to the point where he kind of didn't, he was just, like I said, he was drunk. I mean, what else can you really say? I mean, I know maybe you had a moment where you've been pissed off and trying to fight somebody. I know I have before and had a little bit too much to drink, but it's just,
actually I don't.
Yeah.
When I get drunk, I get more level.
Oh, you never had one?
I get really level. If anything, some guy's going to come over, hey, man, that's my old lady, man, what are you doing?
Point, but, I've been to a point where, somebody says something to you wrong and you're joking around and sometimes it happens. So I've had that happen before to me. Like maybe once it happened before. So it happens. It's just you're drinking, you get to to the shit talking, and next thing you know,
it gets a little ugly. Yeah, I
it
go down. I'm the
gets a
opposite.
little extra out of hand.
Yeah, I get way overly affectionate. I'm that dude that runs up to girls I don't even know. Hey, baby, what? I've been standing over looking at you for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? What's your name, girl? And pretty soon she's like, could you calm down? And I keep going. Oh, I was terrible. Both in high school, I had first time I started drinking, and college was just ridiculous. I had like a reputation of don't give them anything to drink.
So either way, like I said, with that whole story, it just looks like something his brother-in-law said to him. And came down to it. It seems like his brother didn't have the cojones to step up to him at the end of the day. So
because Sherm is about disrespect.
What's supposedly the story's going on.
Yeah, he probably said something Sherm didn't find respectful because he's mad because every year he doesn't get picked for this, he didn't get picked for that, and he's right. Why does Sherm gets doo-dooed on for every big award just about there is, and if he doesn't become a first call Hall of Famer, oh man. They'll probably say, remember 2021, Sherm went on a charade. What does that got to do with football? Look, man, just judge him on his ball player.
I mean, you always know the media is always trying to find something to shit on somebody. It doesn't if it's a minor thing, but I mean, I can if it's a recurring thing, then of course they're gonna put it to it like you just deserve that. This and if it was just a one-off thing and he puts it behind him, then he moves forward, then you can't really fault the guy. Like I said, you could tell even some of the guys here, maybe even listen to here on the show, have gotten into that one incident, had a little too much to drink, you get into a fight, something. I mean, like I said, I've been there before, so like I said, some of the situations that some of these players go through, I understand. Cause I've done it before, and you can't say everybody's perfect. You always make mistakes, but the thing is to learn from your mistakes and better yourself from them and not repeat them again.
Yeah, but that is our problem. Though secondary is got to stay. They got to stay healthy, or we're going to see who running out on the field. All of a sudden, here comes.
Yeah, that's the only real thing I'm really worried about this team is our secondary. Because even when I listen to other podcasts and they keep saying, I'm like, the team is pretty much completed, just the secondary. If one of these guys get hurt, what's gonna really happen is that's the biggest concern. And we somewhat addressed it, but I mean we got rookies, but how much can you really get from a rookie? I mean, you get that one chance to ball out, or they're not ready. So it's just.
He's got to come in and learn some things.
Besides Verrett and Mosley, you just think about besides Verrett and Mosley, what do we honestly have with those DBs?
I know.
That's just the biggest concern with the team for me.
Dante Johnson's
got to figure that
out. You got safeties. You got the Ward brothers. I call them the Ward brothers just to make it easy. I get Kowalski T and J Dub, but man, all those guys got to stay on the field. We got a problem. Maurice, I want to see Hufanga though.
Unless our front seven gets to the quarterback and the running back, it won't be too much of a big deal. They wouldn't have to cover or something like they say. But if your front seven can get to the quarterback, your DBs don't have too much to worry about. They don't have to cover too much. So
we go, man.
Less work for them and less stress.
And less stress for us watching. I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna see tomorrow night on Raw, and. Glad you're enjoying your Sunday. I can tell you're having a good time relaxing it. There ain't no noise.
Yeah.
Video!
No, I'm over here at home with the kids watching Space Jam. And Space Jam over.
Hey, how the kids take it? They enjoying that?
Yeah, they like it. It's a kids movie. I'm like I said, when you think about it, when the first Space Jam come out, it wasn't that great. But then you think about it, it's a great thing because it was cartoon. You watching cartoons as a kid, so.
Don't tell anybody, but I watch cartoons when ain't no kids around. Shh, don't tell me I told you that, man, because people wonder about me.
Oh man, I'm 36 myself, and I still watch cartoons.
I can't stand it. I gotta watch it.
It's something I like watching. So.
Video. I'll see you tomorrow night, fam.
All right, I'll holler at you, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Night, fam. And that's what we got here. We got that looks like it's John. I have even seen former Army veteran how we're ready to get mad, and on a day a mental breakdown. Plus, alcohol is not pretty. I know, man. That's why of all the other paraphernalia that we ban, alcohol is is as bad as anything out there. I guess I don't want to get into that discussion. Never mind. I take that back. Sharon, we ain't seen Sharon in forever. It's football
Hello,
season. When Sharon
Ronbo.
comes in, you know it's football season. How you doing?
I smell it. I smell it.
It's time. It is time.
It's getting close.
Sharon, you know what? I just worry that I hope these spike in COVID, because the 49ers have already said, we're going to have full stadiums this year. Oh, man, all of a sudden you hear the numbers starting to rise with COVID. Oh, no. We're having everybody in the stands this year if they want it. So we're going to see what happens. So. Yeah, 49ers feed off that energy.
And I
like
hope
every
that the
team.
curse is gone this year so we can stay off of the injury reserve list.
Oh, God.
Like, quit getting hurt.
Oh,
But I have questions about the secondary as well. Kind of worried about that. D Ford, I'm kind of iffy on him. So
Everybody is.
I don't know if we'll see him as much because he's always something's wrong. My neck, my back, my legs, or something. But I don't know. I don't know if he'll pull it out this year. If he
They won't
does,
tell us anything,
I'll get on my
Sharon.
knees and be the first one to apologize.
You know,
But other than that, I got questions.
I don't know why they won't say anything, but I figure they're not saying anything because the 49ers like to keep certain things quiet. They're not saying anything about
They
Nick and
do,
how's he
they
looking
do.
and D. They're talking about everybody else, but they're not talking about those two, not at all. Also, Jalen Hurd.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know if Hurd is available or playing either. I haven't heard nothing about him either.
And you won't. They're not going to say anything.
Nope.
I wish I knew the
Not
thinking.
until preseason.
Theorize though. What is the reason why why don't you say anything about them? Even the media doesn't say
I
a
guess
word.
they give us the suspension or something like on our toes or whatever, but it's just like, but we're fans, and I think the fans have every right to know about all the players. Like, why keep it hush hush? What's going on? Give us some scoop.
Kyle's the guy who decided minutes before a game, you never talk about the guys that aren't going to play until seconds before it's legal, because you have a certain amount of time you have to report.
But if D4 does play, but I don't think he's going to play as much. I just don't see it. But if he does, he better step it up.
I wouldn't let him play that much.
I'm
I'd play
not
him on
holding
third
my
downs.
breath. I'm not holding my breath on that one.
D's not that good on the pass. On the run anyway.
No.
I'd keep him on. I'd have him sit down until the pass time came anyway. If you just want to stay in shape, every now and then throw him in.
I feel like he may, I don't know why, but I think he may be the one to be cut because of the injuries he has. But that's what I'm just feeling. It's just, I think he may be the one to go. I think that's why we probably have not heard anything. Maybe they're thinking about releasing him, but I don't know. It's just a feeling. I don't know.
Man.
I hate to see guys come and go, but I hate this time of year.
They would have got rid of him by now. Your premier players,
that's
they
true.
get rid of them. They don't wait until cut day. That's just totally disrespectful. So any of your veterans are on the team now, they're going to be here until they find their way off the team. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
So we'll see what we got this year. I know we got a lot of weapons, and I hope we got a lot of protection to protect Jimmy this year. And hopefully Jimmy is going to step it up. But I think he's been working with Trey Lance, too. So I think he might have some pep in him this year. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah. In fact, you don't hear anything about Jimmy either, which is really interesting.
You don't.
I think Jimmy's out working with somewhere with a Marine camp on how to get tough. Because the fact of the matter is, nobody's
how
more
to get his groove back.
You know how to get tough. Because I got to tell you, there's nobody on this team that's more inspired.
But everybody thinks that Trey Lance is going to start. But I don't think he's ready to start yet. I just not seeing it. But I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
And the better thing is, Trey's going to out there and outplay and run Jimmy clean off the field during camp.
Jimmy may lose his job, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to this. But anyway, but you know what?
Yeah,
Hey,
I can't wait.
but the defensive line is we got a lot of guys. I'm just
I'm not
wondering.
worried about the defense. It's just, deep guard is iffy. In the secondary, I'm just worried about because, it's small and, we got, tighten up that secondary. But we'll see what happens with that.
Well, they made it through 2019. Did we have anybody get injured in
Yes,
2019?
they did.
We didn't. Nobody got injured in the 2019 team in the secondary, did they? Richard
Not on
Sherman.
the secondary, I don't think.
Oh, Kwaski. Well, you know what
Yeah,
though? He
that's
was
right.
hurt, but not to the point he couldn't play. Last year,
No.
Kwaski says,
And I think we'll see a lot of Contavious Street. I think he's going to
You
be
think
the
so?
one to start too because he's got a lot of energy. He's a beast.
yeah, and he's got to be a little better than he was last year. It's all about reps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, no
But I
matter what
think we'll
position
see a
you're
lot of
playing,
him.
yeah, no matter what position you play in football, it's all about reps. This is why when rookies come in and people start talking about him being your starter, it's going to be extremely tough, no matter what position, because you don't have any experience, you haven't got any reps. Every now and then you see a guy come in at some position, running back. Running back's not that difficult though, because running backs are kind of their job is not that much different from high school, and they're pretty much going through the same thing all the way from high school into the pros. So not a big transition for them. But beyond that, every position in football, the transition from college to pros is huge. That's why, this is why it's cornerbacks every year. Wide receivers seem to struggle a little bit unless they're just extraordinary in their first season, and then the second season, if they're good, it shows. Because you got to get that breaking in period. So this is why you see so many quarterbacks fail in the NFL in their rookie year too. But they go to bad teams to begin with. But there's so much to learn. There's so much speed to adjust to. It's a nightmare. For quarterbacks, I think, my God, poor guys.
Yes, it is. And
What used to come to them at this speed
I don't know.
is not coming in at this speed. Say, oh my God. Say, hang in there, kid. Hang in there. Anyway, hey Sharon, let's we'll be back tomorrow night for Raw. Good to hear you back again too.
Yeah, definitely. I was on vacation.
Yeah, well, I hope it was fun since we can vacation now as opposed to
It was
last year.
fun. It was a blast.
All right.
Took the kids to Disneyland, so.
All
right,
don't
Ronbo.
get me talking about Disneyland. Oh, that's my favorite spot on the planet even still. All right,
Yeah,
Sharon.
we went to Florida.
Oh, God. And right next door, of course, Universal. Oh, you got to do the double. You got to
It
do
was
the
a
double barrel
blast.
fun. All right.
Yeah.
We'll
All
talk
right,
tomorrow.
Ronbo. You have a good night.
You too. Night, Sharon.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. God, Disneyland. Oh, Eric! Oh, Erica. Oh, Erica.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, we're sitting there looking at the defensive line, man. And we already know what Nick and company can do. Nick and the big hits. Hey, this is a nickname for Nick and his crew. Nick and his big hits. The only thing we need to be concerned about is the secondary and who's on it. See, 'cause you know what? You can forget about the front line defense, but they're going to take care of business. Even like Phil pointed out, even if Kinlaw is still having issues with the NFL, Zach Kerr is standing by. So, who do you see not getting on that first unit of in the depth chart?
Wait, say that again?
Looking at the depth chart, Contavious Street and Kevin Gibbons may have to give way to Hurst and Kerr. Those are the only two guys, it seems like, of the obvious picks who are going to be on the depth chart that may have a little struggle. What are you thinking?
I don't really see like anyone along the defense struggling besides maybe I don't even know, maybe just people that have injury concerns, maybe Verrett, D Ford. Obviously Verrett is probably the lesser one because obviously he needs to prove he can stay on the field. That's why he took that deal. But I don't see anyone. Honestly, I don't foresee a lot of injuries. I don't want to jinx it though. I said that off the record.
That's like, we thought that last year too. We didn't even think about that last year, and all of a sudden we got wiped out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what though? The secondary is another story. But Zach Kerr, DJ Jones at your nose tackle, right? Javon Kinlaw, Maurice Hurst, D tackle. Left defensive end, Eric Armstead, Arden Key, Deshaun Hall. And then you go down to your right defensive end, Nicky B, of course, and Samson Ibokam. And as I said, Kevin Givens, because we're not going to keep a lot of nose tackles. I guess they designate Givens as a nose tackle. They'd have to. And Contavious Street, I thought he was a D tackle. But then again, you look at the defensive tackles. Can Hurst beat out Kinlaw or Hurst? Probably not.
No, yeah. I don't see anyone beating out Kinlaw. I feel like Kinlaw is going to be the. I think honestly, I see him hitting double-digit sacks. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually kind of see similar to what I think it was Buckner's second year when he hit double-digit sacks. I know he hit 10 at one point in his career. I don't remember when it was, but I foresee something like that. Now, do I think it's going to be one of those things where it's as dominant as like Aaron Donald? No, maybe it's like a coverage sack, but I actually see Kinlaw reaching double-digit sacks.
He's got the athleticism, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's been known mainly as a run-stopping guy, but Kinlaw has got some athleticism to him. He's a little slow of foot, but his quickness is there. So, you know, we're going to find out about him.
Yeah, he's got the size. I think I saw. I think it was a post on the NFC West that there were 7 centers that played along the 4 teams in the West, and that's a lot. That means their centers constantly got injured or just missed games. I don't know, but
it's a bad spot.
I feel like that's a really big advantage. Yeah, that's a really big advantage if teams are constantly losing their centers.
Yeah, Kinlaw's. And we lose our centers too. That's a league-wide problem. I'm worried about if we lose Alex Mack, it's going to be really scary because Brunskill goes back to center, and we're back to square one as we were last year. Brunskill's not a center; he's a good guard, but don't make him play center. So Alex Mack has got to stay up. I really wish the 49ers would have picked up a center this year, somewhere in the draft that has potential.
Did we lose Garland?
Mack. Who? Garland's not.
Did we lose Ben Garland?
They didn't sign him.
Oh.
He could be back for that reason, though. If Garland's not signed by anybody else, I can see the 49ers calling him back later. I don't know why. Kyle, are you kidding me? Garland should have been priority 2. Anyway.
Yeah.
They didn't sign him.
But, I mean, obviously I don't foresee a lot of injuries, so I'm honestly... I don't think there's going to be a major injury this year for us. I don't really see it. I just feel like last year was such bad luck,
Fluke.
you know, there's no conditioning, no anything, and you know the most physical football team ended up getting injured, and I just think that's how it went.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It was nothing more, nothing less. That's just how it went. We just forget about it now. Move on. There's nothing you could do about 2020 anymore.
Oh.
It's like you can go back in time and make everyone's freaking bones stronger. I don't know. But
it's just like you
it's
said.
Over. 2021.
Physical teams need preseason training. I mean, for the first game, we looked like crap. And we got a little better week 2. And that just goes to tell you, it has a lot to do with preseason. And a team, like you said, physical. I didn't even thought about that. It's a good point, Eric. Physical teams need to work out, get used to contact, lightly, pick it up. That way, by the time the season starts, it's not all of a sudden, whoa, you know. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, I was rewatching the Seattle game last year, the very last one. I mean, in 2019, the very last Seattle game, the West Championship.
2019, yeah.
And I saw a lot of people hating Jimmy for that game, but Jimmy G started that game. He should have been 10 for 10, but Emmanuel Sanders ended up dropping a ball on the 10th pass. Jimmy G was literally 9 for 9, like 120 yards at one point in that game. He did not miss.
First half was perfect.
Yeah, and even in the Super Bowl, at one point, he nearly had a perfect completion percentage. It was ridiculous. Jimmy G was just lighting it up. And I don't understand the hate, but I looked at some of the throws, and the throws were kind of low. I mean, it's one of those things where both sides have they have an argument to it. There's the side that, you know, obviously Jimmy G completed a lot of passes, and then there's the side where some of the passes looked really low. Like during the Seattle game, a lot of the players would have to dive for the ball. They were basically catching it, immediately going to the ground. And it's one of those things where, like, what if Jimmy puts it a little higher and they can keep running? We have those guys that once they catch the ball, they can keep going, you know. And during that Seattle game, Jimmy just couldn't do that. Now, that's not to blame Jimmy, because obviously Jimmy G was 9 for 9 at one point, and we should have blown out Seattle. To be fair, we should have blown out Seattle, including the Rams this year. But constantly, offense could not convert. And honestly, I was thinking about what Grant was saying. I think one of the reasons Grant doesn't like Jimmy G is because Trey Lance is potentially one of those players that can give him a story that he can cover. You know, like Trey Lance has the potential to, you know, be like a 300-yard game with like 100 yards rushing. You know, Trey Lance is one of those guys, and I think Grant just loves that. He loves the fact that he can cover an exciting quarterback. That's not to say Jimmy isn't exciting, but that's to say Jimmy's more like 9 for 10, 130 yards and a touchdown. It's not bad, but it's also like, you know, it's a game manager. You know, that's what Jimmy's here for.
But Grant's hatred also, it comes from the fact that he lost money in that Super Bowl 2019. He told people about that, you know. So, and you know, the thing is, this offense is gonna be a lot of run. So if your quarterback 250, 300 yards, that's a good game for the quarterback. Lance, I'm not sure how they're going to treat Lance. I do know one thing, though. If Trey doesn't measure up to the hype that he's getting right now, Grant's going to be one of the first guys to go on him nasty. So anyway, just brace people from that. And I for sure, I know Lance is going to be okay. But as far as what this expectation of him immediately being a stud, I think that's a little far-fetched. He's coming from a division that he's going to have to make an adjustment in the NFL. It may take a minute, and people need to give him some time. But as far as him coming in looking like he did at North Dakota State from game one, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He only played, one season and 2 games?
Yeah. So I don't know what people...
Yeah, you're not going to go from one season in college to the most difficult playbook in football and immediately pick it up.
And the NFL. People keep forgetting about that. It's the NFL, folks. This is not... Give him a minute. He's going to need it. Anyway, Eric, we have to go. We're out of time. Let me see you tomorrow on Raw.
All right, Ronbo.
All right,
Ronbo. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Later.
And I see it. Hey, Cynthia, look at you. We got in early night, and Cynthia, thanks for that contribution. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia, let me see on the phone. We get her ready right away. Hey, Hank, come on in, Hank.
Ronbo, my man, God, what are your moderators doing? They need to take out the garbage out of your chat. We
have people in there working those people. I noticed we got some of the Niner Ninjas are not in abundance in there, but they're running amok, aren't they, today? We allow that as long as they don't step over the line. Because a lot of people said, we don't have a problem with the trolls. We used to block them and ban them. And then I got some complaints. Hey, man, you don't need to block the trolls, man. We handle this. Okay.
I'm telling you, Ronbo, you got Packers, Lions, obviously the Rams, the Shithawks. I mean, we got them all.
Wait till the Raiders show up. I mean, it really gets nasty then. So, you know.
I don't know what they showing up for. I mean, shit, they've been sweat for the past 2 years. I mean, and then on top of that, adding a quarterback to do the same thing Jared Goff been doing Jared Goff wasn't bad against us. He was over 50% every time he played us last year.
I know, right?
Still swept his ass.
Jimmy
think
Ward,
bringing in Matt Stafford, what's he going to do? Run?
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't he have a bad back? I mean, he'll be lucky if he's still in by after halftime. After we get done with his ass.
It's not like he could run faster than Jared either. Matt Stafford's not jamming.
I mean, yeah, I would
running.
get it. I would get it if you got a mobile quarterback, Ronbo, and and that we got trouble. We got trouble with mobile quarterbacks. Look at Kyler Murray. As much as I hate the teams in our division, man, that boy is a stud. And I think this year he's either going to come straight in second place obviously because we're going to be in first, or he's coming in first.
Wait. But remember, we got Kyler Murray. Remember, we're the ones who mangled him up so he couldn't play the following week against the Rams. We caught his little butt for the first time, and the strategy was stop making the lineman catch him. Let's move in some of our linebackers and our DBs, and they caught his little butt. Slammed him into the dirt. I said, "Oh, we finally got Kyler."
Kyler Murray's a stud, Ronbo. I mean, as much as, and I know you can relate to this. The teams in our division, the least one we got a problem with is the Cardinals. I mean, number one because they lent us their stadium last year. You know, when we was in a little bit of a COVID protocol, but other than that, I mean, you know, Kyler Murray's just working with what he's got, and thank God for Cliff Kingsbury because
I know.
If they had a better coach.
I've said that a million times. I'm telling you right now, he's got weapons on top of weapons on top of weapons now.
Yeah,
I am still scared of them. I'm
they're stacking
scared
up,
of them,
Ronbo.
Hank. I don't want to. God, they've got Kingsbury's still running things, and maybe that'll be the problem. But my God, they're stacked. We'll see. We'll see.
My man, I wanted to bring up one specific point, and I was calling in on Grant's show, but I had to get back to work, so I had to get off a little early, so I never got a shot to talk to him. But I don't think Kyle Shanahan has the same mindset as other coaches in the fact that
for sure.
When you take over a team, your first priority is to get a quarterback. Ronbo, I don't think that was Kyle's priority because obviously it wasn't. We waited, 4 or 5 years to get our to get our franchise quarterback. I think Kyle wanted to build a team around the quarterback to the point where when we got the quarterback that we wanted, hopefully it would have been a rookie, and he would have been on that rookie contract, which is, as you know, one of the best things to have when running an organization in the NFL. But I think Kyle wanted to create a team that put as least amount of pressure on the quarterback. And Ronbo, and I understand Jimmy is your boy, all right? He was my boy for a little while, but you know what? I'm a man of my word. If I go against him, I'm sticking with that. And obviously he's not the future. I mean, I want to see what he can do for us this year, Ronbo.
Yeah.
But my argument is to get rid of him, and we could sign Melvin Ingram and Justin Houston. And that defensive line is better than that 2019, at least in my head it is, if we get those two players. Now, if we don't, we got to rely on D Ford's broken back. Jason Barrett goes down. Our secondary is in trouble, and we're going to probably have to bring in Sherm and probably on a little cheaper deal because of the situation that he's in right now. But my thing is I think Kyle wanted to create a team around this rookie quarterback to eventually put the franchise in his hands and say, take us there. And as you know, we're a run-first team, Ronbo. So I think if we bring in Trey Lance, take the pressure off of him, need him to make plays when we need him to make plays, I think it's going to happen. I don't think we could rely on Jimmy's 2 guaranteed interceptions a game. And in all honesty, he's a game manager, and he's not even that good at that. So, I mean, I get that he's your boy, but my thing is I think this team was tailor-made for Trey Lance. And the fact that we're not going to be putting so much pressure on him, I think this is the best situation to be in the NFL. And as you know, the man is poised. He's showing out. They stopped they stopped OTA's training camp. I can't remember, but because we lost two of our starters with season-ending injuries, and this man said, "Hell with that! I'm meeting up with my receivers. We're getting these reps in." Ronbo, I think he's it, man. I think this is the answer, and in my opinion, I don't think there's any point in waiting for it because we got Don Burr's goofy ass team week 1. I mean, we could bring back CJ to take care of them, man. I mean, I think we need to get these reps in for Trey and get him ready for midseason. And the fact that nobody has film on him, and the man is a dog, Ronbo. I get it. He's only played at the college level, but he's running players over. He doesn't have that mindset of going down, which is an issue. He needs to learn on that because best ability is your availability in the NFL. So all due respect, you know how much I respect you and your show, but Ronbo, I think your man is out, man. And honestly,
okay.
if we cut him, we got a lot of cap.
you're in a camp with me, and so no big deal. We'll see. I'm not, because I'm not against Trey. I just think it's, man, this is a Super Bowl ready team. I don't feel like I want to watch a rookie learn, but if he's all that, if let's put it this way, if Trey is 1/4 of the hype he's getting right now, I do want him to play. So we'll see. Hey, we got to go to
We'll see,
We're out of time
Ronbo.
now.
We'll see, Ronbo. But
We
it
will.
was good talking to you, my brother. And
Yeah.
if you were my neighbor, I'd be bringing you this honey whiskey every single time I see a notification for the show coming up, because you need it for these goofballs in this chat. But you be safe, Ronbo. It was good talking to you, brother, and I'll catch up with you later.
All right. Have a great night, man. We'll be back tomorrow night. All right. Have a great night. Wait a minute. One thing about the call-in when it comes to, it really is, nobody else uses, see, Big Show is only one with that phone number, right? So nobody can fake. JJ's going to find out sooner or later how to get in to Big Show's IP, watch and see. And the next thing you know, he's going to get his phone. But in the meantime, it really is, well, it's a big show. It's a big show. Show. So we're getting show.
Ronbo,
Yes.
what's going on, man?
So, man, we're looking at the defensive line. And with all the guys we picked up, like Deshaun Hall, and they got Zach Kerr and Maurice Hurst. With those guys, I always had this thing about Kevin Givens, and I think that finally, Contavious Street is ready to assert himself. But I think they may be the odd guys out this year. Street, you gave me your lineup on the defensive line. You want to amplify on that a little bit more? Go ahead.
I disagree about Contavious Street being the odd man out because he's been here the longest and knows the system more than Zach Kerr does and Deshaun Hall. But the two people that are going to be battling for the last roster spot on our defensive line, we always kept 10 defensive linemen every year since Kyle and John have been here. They always keep 10 defensive linemen and 10 offensive linemen.
That means
and Zach Kerr and Deshaun Hall are going to be battling it out for that last roster spot on our defensive linemen. Contavious Street and Kevin Givens are locks. They're safe because they've been in the system already, and there's nobody really there to threaten their jobs. I mean,
Could be. I don't want to see him go. We've watched those guys grow and mature and get better. I've many, and Givens looked really good last year. I mean, really
good.
Yeah.
For being a rotational Band-Aid, given that Nick was out, he was fairly decent alongside with Hyder.
When he was in the game, you always knew
see Givens going anywhere.
Yeah. And you can always tell when a player's doing something when he doesn't disappear. But Givens was in the game, you always knew he was on the field. Most of the streets,
and
the
not
same
only that,
thing.
Not only that, Robo, he's young. He's only like 24, 25, he's 26, around that range. So, he's good with us. So he's not going anywhere.
I hope not.
He's safe.
I hope not.
I mean, yes, he did have a charge back in February, but
the guy probably deserved to be smacked. I wish they had a thing where you could actually determine whether or not the smack was deserved or not when that happens. As long as somebody gets shot.
I'm pretty sure it was. But our defensive line, there's at least 4 rooms where we don't have question marks. That's our defensive line room, our running backs room, our offensive line room, and our quarterbacks room. And contrary to what people believe about our secondary, Ronbo, PFF had our secondary ranked 11th out of 32 teams last year in 2020 when everybody went down. So, yes, it's a little scary that if Jason Rick goes out, that's a problem. But we drafted 2 really decent corners that can, for the lack of a better term, put a Band-Aid on a wound. Yeah. You know what I mean? So our secondary is fine, believe it or not. Other than what people think, I don't know what they're tripping on.
We said this in 2019
we have to worry about the most. The room we have to worry about the most, and I've been screaming about this since 2017, since I've been calling on our 2016, since I've been calling on your show, Ronbo, is our wide receiver room.
I was going to wait till tomorrow night to talk about that, but yeah, I agree. I mean, this has been going on since 2017. This is one of the main reasons, show, when people start jumping all over Jimmy, all over him. He's terrible. He's this.
Exactly.
He's that. You know what? You
Ronbo,
know what?
we haven't
Jimmy,
had a wide receiver who has had 1,000-yard season since Anquan Bolden freaking left us, and since Terrell Owens. I mean, come on.
So that's why. But now we got receivers just in time. If we're going to start all over now with a new quarterback, at least he's got some studs to work with. I'm grateful for that.
Right now, all we have is Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, and there is nobody after that. Nobody.
But at least we got that. And now you just search for one more. But at least you got that. And George Kittle can take some of that strain, too. So you got 3 legitimate guys out there. I looked down through the years. Jimmy had Kendrick out there running wrong routes. And even though I loved Kendrick, but he was clutch every now and then. But not every now and then, Yeah, Debo was a rookie that year in Emmanuel Sanders. And we went to the Super Bowl. So this is why I say, you know what? Let's see what he looks like with at least 2 legitimate receivers in George Kittle. This is why I'm looking forward to this year. And you're right. Kyle would come out every year and make the announcement, I'm waiting for one of these guys to step up. They're not going to step up,
He'll
Kyle.
do it again this year.
Why don't you draft a quarterback? I mean, why don't you draft a wide receiver this year? 28, was that last year? We were crying about, that was a Kinlaw came in. Kyle, there's so many receivers. Get one.
Yeah.
He got one, but not as early as we thought he would, And Ayuk's going to be cool.
And not as many as we thought he would.
I know.
So, yeah, there's really no question of marks on our defensive line. We all know about T4 already. He's Mr. Unavailable on our team.
I know.
That was the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes John Lynch has made on this team. And I think everybody can agree on that, is sending a second round to the Chiefs for a broken down Ford, fix or repair daily. He living up to his name.
God, he better play this year.
He
owes us in so many levels. Oh, God.
So, yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have tonight.
Good stuff.
Yeah, fix that damn receiving room, man. I am so sick of it. I can't stand it anymore.
Maybe you know what though? Maybe Jalen Hurd comes back this year, and then we'll have 3 wide receivers.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Jalen Hurd comes back this year. We got 3 solid receivers because I think Hurd's going to be okay. You already know Debo and Ayuk are going to be fine, and then you got Kittle.
Yeah.
That's 4 solid targets. We've never had that before. This could be the year, show. This could be the year.
All right, fam. All right. Shout out to the TNT fam. Y'all have a great night and take care. All right.
Thanks,
Good night.
Talk to you later. There she is. TNT Denise and doggy Daisy. I wonder if they're out. Denise, are you and Daisy out on the streets of Arizona right now?
We are. You are 100% correct.
I love it.
And it's a cool 99 degrees out.
Did you 115 during the course of last week? During the week, did we ever hit that number? Well, I know I heard 112.
No, I think the hottest we got last week was 112.
Yeah. So Daisy's probably grateful that you at least wait till evening. So
Yeah. Well, Ronbo, because you said that the other night, I was like, you know what? I actually let her get in the pool before I took her out this time. So.
All right, Daisy, look at that. Yo! She's probably grateful. At least you can walk out wet and cool. That's great. Hey, what kind of dog? What
cool
kind of hair
down
she
her
got?
fur before I take her out.
Yes, did she have a lot of fur? She has shorter hair? What kind of a dog?
No, she's a short hair, but she's a lab. She's good size.
Oh, lab. And they love water. I'm saying you should let them in and get some water first anyway, so they can come out. And with labs, I had a friend. Man, Ed used to be notorious. We had a pool. Any time we had a pool party, he let that lab jump in the pool, and then we didn't see it. The dog comes out of the pool. Of course, what does the dog do? They run right over to where everybody is, and the water's flying everywhere.
That's what she does too.
Down to that. God, it's hilarious. But Denise, on with football. What do you think about that defensive line? And I guess everybody's thinking the same thing about Gibbons and Contavious. Since we picked up some hired guns, Zach Kerr and Maurice Hurst, are they going to move those guys out? Or are they going to be on the team? What do you think?
Yeah, I actually agree with Big Show, to be honest with you. I agree 100%. I'm more concerned about our receiver room than I am about any other part of our team.
It's got to change. It's got to get better.
I think our defensive line is fine. And honestly, if Ford plays, yay us, right? Like at this point, I don't even expect him to be on the field. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, if you show up, great. If you don't, I'm not going to be depressed because I didn't expect you to be there anyway. So,
Oh, yes. He would be such a plus because like you're saying, we didn't expect you to be here, D. Well, I'm here now. And you notice we ain't lost the game yet. Oh, no, you didn't say that. Don't go there, dude. What happened last year you weren't here?
Yeah,
that was your fault then.
Right.
God.
And I agree with Big Show on another point too. I think because people always say, John Lynch has made other mistakes. I think D Ford was John Lynch's biggest misfire. Like what does he? I don't know, but I'm sure someone else who looks into that stuff more than I do could break down how many snaps he's actually taken. I don't think it's many.
I think we can all count it and really quickly. You know what? If I gave everybody, if we all had 15 minutes and we all threw our numbers in at the end, I bet we'd all be close to the same. Because D, he didn't play at all last year. And in 2019, when he first came, he played a little bit. So, it wouldn't take long to add up D's snaps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's horrible. He's like, Big Show hit it on the head. Fixer Ford, fix and repair daily. Absolutely. He's got the perfect last name.
If you own a Ford, she's just saying that because his name is Ford, not that you drive a below par car.
You know what, Ronbo? I've actually given up. Like, honestly, I stopped calling into your show because everybody was hating. So I was like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll just stop calling in. I'm like, I get more hate on your show than any other show I call into. Like, I never get that kind of hate I get on this show. I'm like,
and it makes no sense.
Like, wow.
They've been spotlighted. So if they get out of line doing that anymore, we'll get rid of that. I've told them, no picking on women, guys. But you know what? Here's the thing, Denise. You look at this team now, and all it's going to take is the same situation as last year, is to stay on the field, and they'll win. That's our biggest nemesis. It's not the opponent. It's not the schedule. We talk about the secondary.
I mean, honestly, we have a decent schedule this year. Like I said, I'm excited. I mean, I do have one depressing issue. The Phoenix Suns, after 25 long years, finally made it, and now we're going to get our ass kicked by Milwaukee.
It's not over, Denise. You know what? LeBron James is running into the locker room with Chris Paul sitting down crying. I said, guys, there's another game. Don't cry yet. Get mad. Get ready. Let's go. Come on, Suns.
I feel so sorry. I mean, I know this is a 49er show. Sorry, but
no, it's okay.
Just long story short, I feel so sorry for Devin Booker. That boy is playing his ass off, and he ain't got no help.
It looked like it was over earlier. So I think the Suns will reassert themselves in the next game. It's going 7. I mean,
you think?
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous, dude. I'm like, oh, we're going to Milwaukee. Oh shit! I'm like, I think it's over.
It's been a home court series for sure. I don't see the Suns going down. They're tough, and they'll be ready for this. Mentality is going to be the thing. Yeah, they'll be fine.
But our 49ers, I think we're going to ball out as long as we can stay healthy. I think we're going to be phenomenal. And I agree with Big Show. Our biggest weakness is the receiving room. That's our biggest weakness.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
that's been
I hope
adjusted.
because we still have Sanu, right? That's who Trey's been working out with.
I keep forgetting about Sanu. You know, okay, we got 3 legitimate receivers. We really do. I forget about Sanu constantly because his name is at the spotlight marquee on the billboard name. It's Debo, Ayuk, and who? It's Sanu. Do that rhyme. I like that. Debo, Ayuk, and who? Sanu. Yes. We're ready.
Yeah. So I mean, if Sanu steps up and Jalen Hurd can actually get on the field, I think we have a hell of a shot. I really do.
Oh, we will not be run all the time then. You got too much talent out there on the receiving end. Denise, I think we're going to talk receivers tomorrow night. Let's see you tomorrow night, you and Daisy. All right?
All right.
All right.
We'll be out here
All
in the
right.
cool Arizona weather.
Good night, Denise. Oh, God.
Good night, Ronbo.
I tell you what.
Shout out to my TNT family.
Yes, indeed. Night, Denise. I tell you, I've been to Arizona 3 times. That is beautiful country, though. Those open areas where those cactus are just standing around, which I went and gambled out in the reservations for a while. Rudy, that's a lot of noise. Rudy. See, Rudy, you know, we're not. Okay, let's let Rudy. Rudy's not ready, and whatever he's going to say is probably going to be annoying anyway. Hey, and bring him in here, Bama man himself, Roll Tide. That's the run, Rod. Get in here, Rod.
Finally, the Rod has come back to Ronbo Live. What it do, Ronbo?
Oh, Rod, man, we're just sitting there looking at this defensive line, and this is one of those years, again, where we're blessed. Boy, that defensive line is just rugged. We got guys, a lot of people love to have Katavius Street and Kevin Givens. And I'm looking at them as possibly the guys, unless we keep a couple of players, we could keep 55 this year. So it may not be necessary to do anything more than just let them alone, you know? We may, you don't dress them all out during game day, but let them be there, be ready, you know? So, because I don't want them putting on no Seahawks uniform minutes after we let them go. Don't do that, Kyle. You know better. But, Rod, what do you say? Because I know you, man, appreciates defense. How you going to do?
Well, to be honest with you, I was listening to a few callers back when they said that you think that this line could be better than the 019. And to be honest with you, man, that's impossible.
It's asking a lot, huh?
The fact that the fact that DeForest Buckner's gone, a lot of that continuity of being able to just, stay course for the defense line as a whole in the front, that factor's gone. Now, I do think that Devon.
Rod, we lost you.
Better.
Okay, go ahead. I
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Good.
I'm sorry about that. But I feel like our defensive line coach, Chris Percy, is going to have Javon Kinlaw
up to speed
in a position where he's going to. Yeah, exactly. He's a great motivator when it comes to his guys, and I've sat back and watched the way he coaches his guys. I think he got a lot out of Givens last year. He got a lot out of the I forgot the other guy, I think, that went to Seattle. But
Hyder.
Again, man, yeah, Hyder. I think that coming out of that nasty SEC, like I told you before, I remember games where my guys, Alabama, played against them, and he had some pretty good one-on-one matchups with our offensive linemen. And I think he could be a force, If you remember the freaky interception he had last season.
Javon?
I think that's just Yeah, I think that's just an example of, things that he's going to do
Yeah.
that, we probably haven't had done in a while.
Because nobody told him to do that. In fact, everybody accused him of being lazy on that play and setting back for reasons unknown. If he was tired, he ain't going to admit it, but he played it right.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, Rumble, I think that our defense is going to be just fine in the hands of D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico came from Bama too. And I mean, you guys ought to Google D'Amico. He knows what he's doing. He's not a Robert Saleh, but I do think that he knows enough about all positions on the defensive side of the football that he can be a teacher as well. He's 36 years old, so he's young enough to probably be the next guy to keep our defense to be one of the dominant defenses. I know a lot of people don't expect him to just immediately come in and do the same thing that Robert Saleh did, but who's to say that he won't? Because he's already got a defense built for him.
He's got to wait. Right, Rod, I didn't know he went to Bama. What was he like at Bama? Must have been a
Well,
complete
to
stud.
be honest with you, when he was at Bama, he played for one of the coaches that had one of the worst records of Alabama coaches, Don Shula's son, Mike. He was the guy that got fired. Nick Saban, actually.
Michael was a Bama coach for a few minutes, wasn't he?
Yep.
Well,
but,
you know what? That says a lot about him, though. If he endured a bad coach and still maintained, because they said his first year with the Texans, I think he got drafted by the Texans, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they said he came in there doing a Fred Warner, knew everything there was to know about that position, and didn't he get Rookie of the Year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so you see that's...
And he got college player. I think he got college defensive player of the year.
Yeah, so
I know he got the SEC player of the year award as well.
So like you say, he knows what he's doing out there. Let's just see how he applies it. Because we ain't had any bad play from the defensive backs since he arrived. Have you noticed that? Ruben lost his mind, but that was a good football player. Ruben just had bad judgment when it came to women. That has, that's not D'Amico's fault or anybody else's fault.
Well, not only that, let's look at what he did since he's been in San Francisco. He's been the linebackers coach.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a influence has he been over Fred Warner and Greenlaw?
Tell you, massive. So,
I really do. I have confidence, man, that we'll at least be a playoff team. Hopefully, Kyle Shanahan has what he needs as far as the situation with Jimmy Garoppolo and the rookie quarterback Trey Lance. I just hope the best guy goes on the field. That's what I want. I wanted Trey Lance to be drafted. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, it will be. Kyle's not going to have it any other way. If Trey's the best man, he'll get the job. If Jimmy's the best man, he'll get the job. Kyle says, I ain't got nothing to do with the fans talking about whoever can help me win is going out there now. And then, we'll work anything else after that. Yeah.
And I mean, contrary to belief, I kind of side with you to a certain extent that I think it would be ridiculous for Trey Lance to just come out here his first season and replicate what Jimmy Garoppolo did the Super Bowl season. Everybody, and I mean, one thing about the San Francisco fans, you guys are hard on quarterbacks, man. I mean, look, Joe Montana and Steve Young are some hard guys to follow up on. But I mean, I've even heard people disrespect Kaepernick's run, and even Jimmy Garoppolo and Alex Smith's run as quarterback. It's like, okay, yeah, we did have good defenses that year, but you still need the offense to put points up. You still need a quarterback to take care of the football. And I mean, those quarterbacks at certain points of their careers in San Francisco, I think did their job, even if they didn't put up, Steve Young and Joe Montana numbers. Let's give them credit, man.
Even Garcia got some flack. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. And Trey's going to get some. Guarantee you. That's what I'm saying, it's going to be make one mistake, two mistakes. Okay, he's a bust. The bust word shows up kind of quickly. I got a feeling. We're going to see. But, Rod, We did tomorrow night, Rob. Would you get in here, Rod, man? Because you know, when you go a long time, then we run out of time, and you're not through talking. I want to hear more, but you know, we got to go. Rod.
I'll be here tomorrow, man.
All right, looking for you, Rod. Let me get. Are you ready?
Let me get that exit out the door.
Rod, you can tell football season's back. Denise shows up tonight. Rod shows up tonight. Sharon shows up tonight. Who else is gonna come in tonight? Rod, have a good night, fam. Yeah. And go and check out Charles. Charles! You know what? I said it. DK did own Gilmore. That game made me so tired. I said, I thought this was supposed to be the best defensive back in the league. Well, I'm still mad about that. I hate watching the Hawks win. Hey, Rudy, are you ready? Rudy is ready. Rudy.
Hello?
Rudy, you gonna enlighten us with some
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Ronbo, hey, how you doing?
Rudy, it's weekend, man. You know you can't be anything but good. I've had more than my share of pizza this weekend. I limited how many brewskis I had because it's time to get into training. And Rudy, we had fun talking about your team Friday night, and you weren't here.
Yeah, I saw
really
that show. I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah,
I was going to light you up today. Ronbo, on that because you like to mess with me about the storied franchise. You know, I was already going to talk to you about Night Train Lane and the Fearsome Foursome and how we were one of the first teams to get black players. You know, a year before Jackie Robinson, the first team with emblems. You know, first team had all their games televised, on and on. But I'm not here to do that. I'm going to give you the
You've
Niners.
already done it. Come on, go ahead.
I'm going to give the Niners. I'm going to give the Niners their flowers. You were talking about storied franchise and like the Niners, and I want to give them their flowers and their tradition and storied. But I wanted to. There's one story that people don't talk about, and that's the Eddie DeBartolo fiasco. You know, the Niners are the one team that could have those 5 Super Bowls, and they're wonderful. You know, they're great, but the great Eddie DeBartolo Jr., you know, people forget that he was fined draft picks, fined at $2 million, and banned from the NFL for a year. Then he faced racketeering charges, was committed racketeering and fraud charges, and he was convicted. And then Donald Trump pardoned his sentence 20 years later, so it's expunged, thanks to Jerry Weiss, Charles Haley, and so on.
Rudy,
so there's some more
I know, but we're
history
aware of
there
this.
for you.
Okay, but what is your point here? We're aware of all these things. That's not news. We know. What is?
No, I don't think a lot of people know that.
Not everybody knows about that.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
Anybody in chat?
But I just
let me know if you didn't know about that, and just so we can confirm whether or not Rudy's right. Because I'm telling you, right, everybody knows about that, Rudy. I just wondered.
Yeah, because you know,
are you saying that there's smut in our storied franchise's background? Is that what your point was?
Well, yeah, you know, I don't think the Rams or any of the other NFC West owners got banned from the NFL, and they got fined, and then it took Donald Trump, the most hated man in America, to pardon him. And then all of a sudden, he's back with the NFL in the Hall of Fame. You know, he deserves it because they got those 5 Super Bowls. But you know, that's a little part of the story that people don't realize.
Now, here's the thing, though. You took a part of your day out, I figured, to assemble all this information and lay it down there, just so you can come in here and throw the old whammy at us.
Now, but Robert, you kid me in your way. I kid in a different way. But all those are hard facts. You know, all that did happen. If you look up, Eddie DeBartolo was fined, and his team was taken away from him, and they gave it to his sister, the Yorks, and now you know how that's gone. And they have that Levi Stadium with no shade. You know, you guys look like lobsters after the game, and that turf, you know. So we see how that's gone. But you know, I just wanted to kid you. We go back and forth, and you know, like I said, hopefully our teams are going to be healthy. And we got to get over that hump. You guys got us 4 times in a row. Damn, if Ronbo, can you imagine the back and forth it would be if we would have, you know, that 4-0 against you guys right now? That'd be 7 and 0. That'd be us. 7-1. You guys got us when we sat everybody down in 2018.
Rudy, you know
So
Aerosmith.
2017.
You know what Aerosmith is, right? Let me give you a verse.
Yeah,
Dream
yeah.
on, dream on, dream on, dream
But yeah.
on.
But yeah, Ronbo, but I wanted to just check in with you, and you're my Niner brother. I love you, and I wanted to just give you a little ooh la la, LA Rams, ooh la la.
Rudy,
But
it's
anyway,
the music that you're having fun.
And
Rudy,
I'll let you go, Ronbo. We're coming back from Knott's Berry Farm at the gas station, and I got everybody here looking at me.
All right. I was Knott's Berry Farm. There's no way not to have a good...
Ronald, let me give a shout out. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
To the Ultimate 49er Report. Is that right?
Yeah, John.
John, okay. Yeah, hey, John, we had our back and forth too, and just want to tell him props. He was on one of those. Props to my boy Payo Time and Ram Showcase, the other Rams channels. My channel's not up and running yet, but we appreciate it, Ronbo. Yours where it starts. You're the bar that everybody set, and I appreciate it.
All right, Rudy. You're
okay.
You're,
And just
you're
one
crazy,
last. Let me
but
give you
you're
my
all right.
ending. Hold on.
All right.
Can you smell what the Rams are cooking?
Oh.
There you go. Everyone just. All right, Ronbo. Have a good night now.
Good night, Rudy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. That never happened. I see. Hey, Mr. Black Eye says, I will say it again. Our D-line is our key to our D. Pressure quarterbacks will help the rest. Should we add more to the D-line or shape our depth chart? It's should we add more to the D-line or shape our depth? Wow. I wonder how much better. I hate what ifs, though. But if Arden Key can come through, I have a lot of faith in him. I had him in my mock draft that year, I remember. What if he's ready to play now? We'll see. Hey, Charles.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Charles, man, we're sitting here and we're looking at the defensive line tonight. And I think the biggest thing on my mind is it looks like everybody's favorite two guys. Well, I mean that in the way of the depth chart. But we watch Contavious Street and Kevin Givens work their way up the ladder on this team, and they're starting to come around. And all of a sudden, you're looking at Zach Kerr. And but this is a game where ain't no sympathy. You come in here, it's survival of the fittest. I understand that. Maurice Hurst is liable to keep Contavious Street off the roster or the main roster, and Givens is liable. Zach Kerr is probably going to be in the middle next to DJ Jones. That makes us as strong as we can be, as it's being forecasted right now. But Charles, is that something that you probably would not bet on, or would you bet on that continuing to be a fact or not?
Well, I believe Hurst is going to be a starter.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be a starter next to DJ Jones, or he's going to be a starter next to what's the rookie we got from last year?
Oh, Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, Kinlaw. I don't really know. Kinlaw, he dominates in the run game, but he's not as polished of a pass rusher, and so I don't really know. I really think that the defensive line is going to be a strength. You look at the guys that they got. I really hope that Arden Key, I hope he gives us at least 5 to 8 sacks next year.
Ooh,
or
that would mean he's all the way back.
Yeah, that would be great. I hope he takes Ford's place in the rotation. That would be great. But so we'll see. He has the off season to get stronger, and he was always athletic enough to get to the quarterback. He just wasn't strong enough. And so we'll see. I know Jordan Willis, he's out, for 6 games.
You know what, Charles? How do you feel about that? You know what if I'm getting ready to play, and they have these random testing suddenly.
Yeah, I know.
And, we probably have several other guys on our roster to run around thinking, if I could just slide on by here, they don't call me in. I'm gonna have the best season I ever had because I'm on drugs. Come on, you fool! If they call you in, your career is shot into the dirt. You know, so
I know.
come on, man. What'd you do that for?
Yeah, but
Remember
you
Sherm? Remember
everybody's
Sherm
talking
last
about,
year? They called Sherm in. How many weeks in a row they called Sherm in because they thought he was on PEDs?
yeah, I
It's
know.
rough, you know?
I know. But the guys that spoke before me, they were talking about our wide receiver core was the weakest of our on our roster. I don't think it is. You know,
Not now.
when you don't really know who the 49ers picked up, when all you're doing is listening to the media tell you what, the
How good
guys
they
that
are,
we
how
picked
bad they
up,
are.
the
That's true. Yeah.
Trent Sherfield, he's really good. I really like him. I've seen his highlights. He's a really good route runner. He's
He's
tough,
really athletic, too.
and yeah, he's really athletic. I like him, and I like. I told you before. I like this other guy that we got. What's his name? He played on the Cardinals. Trent Sherfield. No, not Sherfield, but what's the other guy?
A Cardinal?
Benny. No. Sherfield is a guy who played with the
Came
Cardinals,
from the Cardinals.
but I like Benny Fowler. Yeah,
Oh,
he's really
yeah.
good. He's tough. Oh yeah, he played with the Giants before. He's a big guy, man. He reminds me of Anquan Bolden. And
Yeah,
so
you look at the guys in that, you got to fight for depth. Charles, there's only going to be, I imagine there's going to be 6 spots, right? 5 to 6 spots
yeah,
most
yeah,
likely.
yeah.
Yeah. If you had to fill those out right now, who would you have?
I would have Debo. I would have
It goes, you know what? Go ahead.
um
Those 2.
I would have
The other
I
4.
would have Debo, and I would have Ayuk. I would have I don't know if Jalen Hurd, if his body wants him to play this year. His body it's up to playing. If I would have him. I would have I don't know. I wanna go for Richie James just because he's been in the thick of things. He's been here during the good and bad times. I want to give him a slot just because he's a really quick guy. He's fast. So I want to give him a chance. But then they said Juwan Jennings, he came in. He was lighting it up during OTAs. So for me, those are the
Oh,
guys.
see that? I forgot about Juwan. John,
Yeah,
him
yeah,
and
yeah,
Sanu own OTAs, right? So you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. So I'll say Juwan Jennings. That's not even talking about the 2 guys that I mentioned before. So I think we're in really good hands. We just have to see these guys perform on the. We just have to see them perform, and so that's
Preseason games.
yeah. So I think that's what we're looking at right now.
The wide receiver
So
room is interesting.
yeah,
River Craycraft has some fans. I
yeah.
like him. He looks like one of those guys that works hard on his route running. Anytime you get one of those guys, you gotta take him seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's another name. Is Kevin White ever going to make a football team? And is it
I
possible it's
don't.
going
I
to be
don't
this
think
one?
he. I don't think he is because he's been with the 49ers for the past
2
what
years.
2 years. Oh no,
Yeah.
he ain't gonna make it. If he would have
Because he's
made
going
it,
to
he
make
would
it.
have made it the first year.
And last year they could have played him. When we really could have used
Yeah,
him, we played against Green Bay. Coach, you've got Kevin
yeah,
Givens.
yeah,
Why don't you let him play? What is he doing in practice that makes you think you shouldn't put him in?
yeah, yeah. And so it's like that, man. But we got the Michael Pruitt. He's a backup tight end. He's a really good receiving tight end. And so we got him on offense. But I think our weakest position is not the wide receiver position. I think it's the cornerback position. Because when we had our championship defense 2 years ago, we had Richard Sherman. He locked up half of the field.
Most of the time.
Quarterbacks didn't want to throw his way. And we don't have that. So we don't have that.
Yeah. You do have that. Verrett is pretty much, you throw in his way too often, he's gonna take you out too, though. We're going to see, though.
Yeah.
But you know what? They said the same thing about, like you're saying, though. 2019, they said the secondary was a weakness of the 49ers. It turned out to be a highly ranked unit. So we'll see what happens this year. Charles, we're going to go. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow night. It's football time. See if we can get you back in here and hear from you tomorrow as well.
Okay, all right. Love you, Brumbo.
Love you back, fam. Have a great night.
All right. All
All
right, you
right.
too. Bye bye.
Yeah, night, Charles. And here he is. Oh, I wonder if he's going to be constipated tonight or is going to step out there. Brother, we've got this man. Hey, Papa Dragon!
All right, first and foremost, who was that? Who was that guy on the phone from the Rams? Who was that guy?
That's lost his mind.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
I don't know. You know, Rudy prepared that. That took time to come up with all of that smut. Rudy, boy, I'm never surprised though. When Rudy comes in, get ready for something that's totally out of line. But you know, Rudy's so hysterical. You got it. You know, he's got all his information. You know, a lot of trolls that don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just throwing garbage out there. But Rudy comes in with a prepared, nasty case. Boy, I almost got to respect that.
All right, so on to business. You know, everyone's been talking about a lot of different things tonight, and you know, and the focus is let me put it this way. What was the main difference between our 2019 secondary as opposed to the 2018 secondary?
Hey, that's a good question.
I'll tell
you
you,
tell me.
it was the defensive line and Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa single-handedly made that whole defensive line better, a lot better. And that's one of the reasons that they were like, hey, yeah, we'll just let the Forrest Buckner go because we got the real deal. Now, obviously that was a mistake, but I think the defensive line is straight. I think the receivers is straight. I think the defensive back is straight. Everything's going to happen at the defensive line level, and with Greenlaw and Warner patrolling the middle. So I think that they're in real good shape. I do predict that we are going to see a slightly different defensive line this year, though. I do believe.
Yes? All right.
Yeah, I think so. I think that starting right on the right end is going to be Nick, of course, but I think he's going to also flip to the left side. And I also think they're going to stand him up in either the elephant position or outside linebacker position.
Are you talking about Nick?
I'm talking about Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is going to play left end. He's going to play right end. He's going to play outside linebacker this year in a 3-4 or
Bob,
elephant
you know what?
position.
Bob, he's going to get the J.J. Watt license, right? Where he can play anywhere in the line he feels he can be the most effective. I think they did that a little tiny bit a couple of times in his rookie year. But yeah, go ahead, more.
No, they do that quite a bit in Philadelphia, where D'Amico Ryans is from. So I think he's going to bring some of that to the team. I believe honestly that Eric Armstead's best position is defensive tackle. So I believe that he's going to be the starting defensive tackle this year. But I also think he will play the defensive end, but only on a 3-line defensive line is where he'll play defensive end, which is very similar to the defensive tackle spot. And then the defensive nose tackle position will be manned by Javon Kinlaw. I think he's going to graduate to that position this year. He's the biggest. He's the strongest. He's the quickest. You don't have to have a lot of sex in that position. You just have to kind of cause havoc in the middle of the defensive line. So he may have if he has 4 or 5 sacks from defensive tackle, that's a Pro Bowl year.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and then the left end will be our upset of the season. He will start at that position. He won't play every down, but he will start there. Will be Arden Key. So I believe Arden Key will start there.
I got faith in him too.
Arden Key will start there, and I also think they're going to move around Ekuban. So I think they're going to move him around as well. So he'll play defensive end, and he'll be also a stand-up rush linebacker. So I think that will cause some serious problems for the crappy offensive lines in our division, because all of our offensive lines in the division, except for ours, is terrible. So as far as like weak spots, I disagree with the Big Show. I don't think wide receiver will be a weak spot if we didn't have George Kittle and if we didn't have Juice, because those guys can line up in the slot. And Richie James, they have players to man that position, but we're a running team. If we were a passing team, I might be a little bit concerned. But bottom line is that we need wide receivers knocking people out
And can
and catching
block.
short passes. Yeah, they got to block and run after the catch. The position
He
that
was talking about.
concerns me. Go ahead.
He was talking about years in the
Yeah.
past, though. I think, yeah. But right now, you're right, though. You just mentioned two guys. Kyle, he doesn't. He draws when you see Juice on a play. It's a surprise every time I've seen Juice make a play. That's a surprise. But Kyle does that on purpose, I guess.
No, but here's the difference, though. It's like there's not many linebackers that can cover him. So if he comes out in the I formation or in the backfield, motions out to the slot, or even motions out wide, he's very difficult to cover. Very difficult to cover. So I mean, they have weapons. So it's not like this is not Kansas City Chiefs or whatever. This is the 49ers. We run the ball here. That's why we draft a big 350-pound guard, because we run the ball. So
well, he does go about that big too. My God, he's big.
Yeah, that's a big man. So I'm not saying this team doesn't have weakness. I think the weakest position on this team is quarterback, because it's an unknown position. We don't know who's going to start yet. Both guys have a lot to prove. Both Garoppolo and the rookie. They have something to prove. They're not set. You understand? So right now, we may have the most depth at that position, but we are clearly number 4 in our division from the starting standpoint, because, again, we have stuff to prove. So to me, they touch the ball the most. That's the weakest thing. But defensive line-wise, man, they got some depth. Boy, they got depth. There's nothing to worry about there. And plus, they can move pieces around, and that makes it very difficult for offensive linemen to adjust to that when you can move players around like that. So it should be fun to watch defense this year.
It will be, because you know what? That defensive line, we got more packages than a woman with too much money out on a shopping spree. Because you know what? When you look at the 49ers can go from it's a 4-3 hybrid half the time, and then they go on to these packages that just go on and on. And D'Amico's imagination may be beyond Robert Sala's due to the fact that he played. You know how players think.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. I think that he's coming in. I think his first year, he's going to be ahead of where Salah was in his first year.
Oh, there it
Obviously,
is. Papa Dragon said it first. Pop, we got to go.
Yeah.
You got to elaborate on that board tomorrow night. We always bookmark you. Yeah. Because you always got lots of good stuff. But yeah. Oh,
yeah. We'll see. But go Niners. Shout out to production. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Please send Ronbo suitcases of money and the crew.
Thanks,
we appreciate you guys, Ronbo, a ton. Right?
It's a pleasure.
Niners all day.
Thanks, Baba. Have a great
all
night.
Right.
Best of the fam. Talk to you later.
All day.
That's amazing. All right, fam. See you tomorrow. And here he comes. Ice, ice, baby. Too cold. Ice,
What's up, man? I'm saying, my phone was bugging me out. Because I only hearing you talking, right? But I couldn't hear the person that you was talking to. So I'm sitting here like, okay, what is this, some Twilight Zone crap going on right now?
Actually, when did that start? Because when every time Papa screams, that happens. His system overmodulates or something. It just shuts down. And then when he brings it down to a certain decibel, it comes back on. I love when he does that. It's hilarious.
Okay, yeah, because you know what? I'm sitting here bugging out. I'm like, okay, Ronbo playing games with me now, right?
Playing Papa Dragon. Boy, it's loud.
Hey.
But go ahead, Ice.
Man? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's weekend time. We only got a little while to go before camp opens up. So,
yeah, man.
It's that time of year.
2 weeks now? Like
yeah,
a little over 2 weeks now? Something like
that?
Yeah.
You know what? I think the 49ers open up on a Saturday or Friday or Monday. I don't know. But anyway,
I think it might be a Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
So the first
I believe
week,
it is a Monday.
So July 27th is...
Yeah.
What the hell is July 27th?
Yeah, I think it's a Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is a Monday. It should be.
Yeah, well, that'll be the
it should be
day.
on a Monday, I believe.
Yeah. You know what they'll do to us,
Well,
though?
you know what?
They'll say the 49ers were checked into camp
What?
today and did all that. No work today? No, actually, the 27th is on a Tuesday. So they'll probably check in Monday.
Yeah, it sure
get
is.
situated.
Oh, you're right. It sure is.
They'll probably
It sure
check
is.
in on Monday and get situated and do whatever they had to do to get your locker and whatever.
Yeah.
And then 27th they'll come out and get some work done.
The do's and the don'ts, get acclimated to everything. That'll be good. I think, You know what? This is a very interesting conversation you brought this evening. On the deaf, I've been watching a lot of, other, sports things and things like that. And I think that everything falls on how Nick Bosa is playing and how he's being played. I think that is like the hugest key to what the defense can and cannot do.
Because he sets the
pace. If you really listen to right, he's such a huge, I mean, not just like a 25% part of what the defense is. He is what the defense is, basically. It's like they feed off of him. You know what I'm saying? You always got those guys like the Mike Singletary, guys like that defensive feed off him. And he got guys that just make him go. That leadership, I feel, it was missing from the defense last year. You just got that guy that has the it. He has the it factor, and the it factor carries over to the rest of the players. That's just realistically. And I think that's what's going to define how the defense will play. I think that DeMarco's going to be fine. I don't think with the talent he has, there's not really a lot of pressure. He's a lot of things he can try, and, he's been there. He's been with the team.
Oh, D'Amico. You said D'Amico
right?
Ryans.
Right, D'Amico, right.
Yeah.
Right, D'Amico Ryans, right. I'm saying Murray. Now, he's been the middle linebacker coach there, and the linebacking core has been outstanding.
Always.
So it makes it any different that the rest of the defense is not going to do fine if the linebacking core has been awesome all these few years since he's been there.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Really?
No matter what anybody say.
He's head and shoulders above most people when it comes to playing defense. He's been that way ever since he got it from Bama. So, yeah, we can expect good things from him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be fine because I really think that Lynch really has a lot to do with the defense more than Shanahan does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think you know what I mean? He came from the Tampa too. He came from a good system, so he knows what works and what doesn't work. Because I think he's not just so much as a GM as in, as a business part, but I think being that he's a defensive player, great player, and he just got guys who just know it. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Everybody's talking about the quarterback. Everybody's talking about Jimmy. And they talking about Trey. What do you think, dog? You tell me. You tell me what you think.
Well,
I've
said it. I've said it 100 times. I like Trey. I don't have anything. People get the wrong idea. I think he's going to be special, but I need to see it first. And I don't think a kid coming out of North Dakota, having played 1 year, and then come in and just NFL and just immediately just dominate. I can't imagine that. Now, at some point, I do see him getting good, but right now, this is Jimmy's team.
Agreed. I agree with that on that part. That's a definite. This is the thing that has me on the fence about both of them. Check this out, though. We got to look at what has Jimmy Garoppolo improved since the Super Bowl. That's what we got to think about. What improvements has he brought in besides injuries, right?
or that's the improvement
Think
right
about
there.
it.
That's the improvement right there.
That's my point.
No injury for a change. Yeah.
Right. So that's the thing that really has Kyle on the fence. Like, man, I really think he's a little nervous.
He is.
The fact that
I would be.
Yeah, you know how some coaches like, man, they wouldn't have never traded up that far to get this guy unless they know something that we don't know.
You can't.
You feel me?
Well, at this point, you can't. Kyle's record, he's won one season, and Jimmy's missed two. You at that point, and CJ is not helping you. Nick is not helping you. And a lot of people think it's all about he hates Jimmy. No, Kyle hates that Jimmy won't stay on the field first. And second, he doesn't like the fact he had nobody to back him up. Kyle said, I got somebody now. Now let Jimmy do that again, and I'll have somebody.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened there.
I think so, too. Because you know what's funny about you saying that, dog? When I look at that, right, I just, for some reason, man, I don't know, it's in the back of my head. I just got this feeling, man, for some reason, that Kyle really wants to play this kid, man.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think Kyle, he may not say it, he may not show it, but I think if this kid comes up in the preseason and then with them they put them shoulder pads up and do his thing, it's gonna be something to watch. Because we gotta realistically think about it. We need improvement. That's why they improved the defense. That's why they got the offense more improved, the offensive line. Because they knew that they're going to get this kid. They knew that the defense needed to get better, health-wise, and have a good, a good backups here and there, and on both sides of the ball. So they say to themselves, well, you know what? If we get a guy that not just the fact can manage the game, which we know he can't. I don't think that's going to be an issue with that. The only issue is going to be with him is handling the NFL speed. Now, if he handles the NFL speed, it's going to get dirty. That's the thing. If he comes in and he handles the NFL speed, this is the thing that I think that, and this is the thing about it.
He should be good to go. A lot of people assume that. I want to see it.
That's the biggest grift.
And I would
That's
be
the
against
biggest
it.
grift.
But
look at Justin Herbert. Nobody knows he could handle
Herbert did good. Their offense may not be as complicated as Kyle's, but you know what? It doesn't matter because this kid's supposedly sharp. So I want to see what he looks like. If he looks like he can run this team right now, I got no problem with that. But I don't think Kyle's going to go with him unless he thinks he can, because Kyle has to win this year. You can run this experiment early on, or you can wait. Let him see if he can pick it up, But to start off with him from the jump and let him learn, it's a risk, in my thinking. So you go ahead and let Jimmy handle the team. He's been there before. They all know him.
The thing is, do you think Kyle? I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think Kyle's going to be in a hot seat?
Yeah, they can't lose another time this year. This is it. You have one year
I
out
don't
of
think
5.
So. I disagree, dog.
Maybe not in a hot
seat. Love you to life, man. I disagree. You know why I disagree? Because
real quick,
last year was a bust because he played. He's working with practically whatever he had. So we can't fault him for what he had.
True.
So
you're probably
I don't
right.
think that will put him on the hot seat.
And
I think the only thing will put him right. The only thing will put him on the hot seat. Check this out, dog. Check this
real
out.
Quick.
This one will put him on the hot seat.
Go ahead.
Real quick. If he runs with Jimmy through say 10 games, right?
Yeah.
And let's say it starts to look like the bubble is bursting with this situation.
And
they keep saying play Trey, and he won't play him, right?
Yeah.
That will put him on the hot seat.
Oh yeah.
Because if he goes the same direction again with Jimmy, right? And it's not being as successful as it should be.
The thing is, Jimmy's healthy, he doesn't lose. His percentages say he's not going to lose. So that's not going to likely a scenario. We're going to see, though. Ice, we're going to run out of time. Let's continue this tomorrow night.
I'm gonna get at you tomorrow, though, man. I'm gonna get at you on your Instagram and everything, man, because I know how to chop it up with you. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I definitely do. All right, man. One love, man. Love you, baby.
Hey, back at you, fam. All right. Have a good night, Ice.
All right, baby. All right, later.
Because Jimmy discussion can go on for hours. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep the line open to one subject. It's Tony from Atlanta. Tony!
Hey, Ronbo, how are you this evening?
Tony, man, weekends are fine. It's Monday that I can't stand. But you know what? That's why we do Monday Night Raw around here. So Monday's more fun. At the end of the day, you go talk some more 49ers football, and it's interesting. But I tell you, oh man, it's getting close, Tony. We're talking about another week or so, because this time next weekend, people will be excited. It's
Training
time.
camp.
When do you guys open camp? Same day?
About a week and a half. Another week and a half. So
There you go, yeah. It's all about the
I
same.
still say a week.
Into July? Yeah.
Yes,
Tony,
sir. Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Johnny, man, we bookmarked where we left off the other day. What were we talking about? I want to hear some more on. You were going to bring me up to speed on something that we were talking about. We ran out of time.
It's been a good weekend. I can't remember what that was.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into some of the new stuff going on around the league, because I'm sitting here wondering, because all the power, every year they have the power rankings and things like that. See, this is the fun part, because now you put them teams in a position to get hated on, is if they open up the season with a loss. Can you imagine, Tony?
Yep.
You got Kansas City and Tampa Bay opening up both of them at 0-1. And Stephen A. Smith, I told y'all before that even happened that neither team belonged in that Super Bowl. And now you can see what I was talking about. Stephen A., man, you just got lucky again. You just happened to be hating on a team that didn't win. Now you're going to start talking trash like you know what you're talking about. So, I don't think – where the Falcons ranked at the power rankings?
They got us down at they basing it on last year. What happened last year? We're down like 26th or whatever.
Yeah.
But Ronbo, we were 4-12. But we should have been 12-4. We lost 8 games by comebacks.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
We should have won them all.
And you beat Tampa Bay. I was watching that game and laughing my ass off.
No, we didn't beat them. The one at home, we lost to them by 4 points.
Oh, wait.
That was 8 games.
I'm thinking about the Nolans beat them. Okay. Yeah, it's.
But Tampa's not going to be 0-1 to open the season. They play the Cowboys.
No. Oh, that would be the most fun. That's the most fun part, Tony. If they lose to them boys to open up the season.
Oh my goodness.
Because quite frankly,
I wouldn't believe it.
Oh, Tony, but Tom is. I didn't know he was playing with an injury last year, but then again, Tom doesn't do a lot of running around. He just stands there and delegates from the pocket anyway. So I don't know how much Tom is. What 40? What is he still got the same drive, same emotion? Because he definitely does not have the same ability. He's still getting it done. But I want to see if Tom can do this one more year. I've already seen people in the chat even said he's done. This is the year. So, but do you think Tom's going to continue to last one more year?
I don't believe that report. For some reason, I just don't believe it. I just think they're saying that to hype him to make his legend bigger.
Yeah.
A torn MCL? Come on, man.
I know, right? I mean,
and they're saying it after the fact.
Way after. And Tony, isn't there a ruling if the NFL finds out that you were fully aware of a player being injured and you didn't report it and you continued him playing, is it you can lose a draft pick for that or fine some kind of incredible money?
Yes, exactly. So, but I was looking at some of these rosters, Ronbo, and it's hard to do, but teams like the Washington football team, and we've talked about this before, and now the New York Giants, people are copying you guys' defensive formula by getting all number 1 picks on the defensive line. It's starting to happen.
Yeah. It's the best way to go. We were talking about
the
that last
Giants have
time.
all first-round picks now. They're doing a 3-4. They traded for Danny Shelton from New England. He's at nose tackle. And they got Leonard Williams, which they already had, and Dexter Lawrence. So now they're 3-4. Their defensive line is all first-round picks. Washington's defensive line is all first-round picks.
Yep.
And I'm looking at Arizona. Their linebackers are all, let me see, all first-round picks and 1 second-round pick. They're in that 3-4.
See, that's why your secondary is not going to be having to carry the whole load when it comes to good quarterbacks, because the quarterbacks could be under siege the whole time. So now your secondary can be good to average. It can't be bad, but they can be good to average and look like all world. 2019, we had a pretty good cornerback group, but they weren't Pro Bowlers except for Sherm. And, we did a great job because that frontline defense was just ridiculous. That's what, and watching football team, same thing,
And those quarterbacks be thinking, boy, I got to get rid of the ball. They coming to get me. They be thinking 1001, boom, ball got to be gone. Whether it's an incomplete pass or what.
Jared
get
Goff.
rid of it.
And Jared Goff was the best example. I used to love McVay. You could see it in Jared Goff's eyes. They were going to run the ball against us. That's all they had planned on doing to start the game, and it worked at the beginning of the game. I remember that game that year. They scored on their first series, and a team hadn't done that against the 49ers defense in a long time. They start trying to throw the ball in the second series, and all of a sudden things start going south. They went back to the run, and the 49ers, pretty soon they got a rhythm on it, but teams were doing the same thing. They tear up the middle of the field on the 49ers, but when you got into the critical zones, the 49ers would shut it down, and that bothers a lot of people. And I myself as well. So why does the 49ers play their best ball as soon as the team crosses the 50-yard line? That might have been by design.
And that lady caller, Ronbo, I put in the chat when she was on. I'm like, ma'am, do not feel like you can't call. You have as much right to call or be in the chat as any of us. So she shouldn't have to take any flack from anybody.
And we monitor that situation. We warn people, dudes can take care of themselves. But if we catch you attacking women, you will be bounced. You get one warning, and that'll be the end of that. But now, see, this is what I do want to hear. Her saying she was afraid to come in here because of hostility. Boy, we don't put up with that.
That's weak. It's weak by the ones that's doing it. They're weak.
Yeah. So,
and then Rudy drunk tonight?
Everybody asks that question. That dude is bringing in all kind of garbage. I mean, what are you bringing up about Eddie D for?
That was old news. Old news.
That was
Everybody
stupid.
knows that.
We tolerate Rudy because he's so out there.
When training camp goes in preseason, that last preseason game, that's when the main players play. Oh man, they cut him, and you can pick him up.
Yeah,
they'll be out on the street to pick him up. So it's gonna be some cuts that people don't think. Oh man, I can't believe they let this person go or that person go. And now it's 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks in preseason. So I'm thinking the starters on all teams, yours included, mine, they're only going to play week 2. Week 1, they're not going to play. And week 3, they're not going to play.
Yeah. That's
for week 2, they'll play a half.
A little bit. Maybe a few minutes in a quarter.
Yep.
Because first quarter, because they want to look at the newbies anyway. So, you're right.
Exactly. Got to have that depth.
We're gonna find out, but you know what? You're right, because I think every roster leaves a little space to sign anybody like that. Anybody that we could use that for some reason, cap casualty or whatever the case may be. But cap casualty has already been released, though, so it's kind of going to be interesting to see who does get thrown out. But
Hey, Ronbo, what type of world are we in? You hear about the Major League Baseball game yesterday with the shooting?
No, I didn't. Did anybody get killed?
The San Diego Padres at the Washington Nationals, they canceled the game because they were shooting outside the stadium. Some fans shooting at each other or whatever. And they canceled the game, but they rescheduled and played it today. A doubleheader, I guess. And then my kicker, I found out today in one of my chats, Young Wei Koo, my kicker, got carjacked. His cleats and some stuff got stolen. I'm like, what is wrong with this world?
It's rough. It's always been that way. Just now, it could be televised easier because of internet.
Yeah. Cell phones. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Tony. Terrible news, but I'm shocked. I'm delighted to hear finding out these things. All right, Tony. I'll see you tomorrow if you get a chance. Be looking for you.
Monday Night Raw, sir.
Dude. All right, Tony.
Have a good night.
You too. It's always fun to talk about Tony. Major League Baseball. You expect that if the 49ers and the Raiders are playing, but I thought baseball players and their fans were a little more subdued. I am shocked. Drew Kirk. Hello.
Yo.
Drew, come on in, man. You
Hey, Bosa, what's up, buddy?
I was just sitting there talking about the Robert Saleh credo of no all gas and no brakes, and could we continue that trend with some of the depth pieces we got this year? And it looks solid. When you're getting rid of when guys like Catavia Street and Kevin Givens, who everybody's been enjoying, may be on the ice, man, you wonder, right? I mean,
well, we got Mo Hurst, we got Arden Key, we got a lot of guys fighting for spots, and the biggest plus on that defensive line is Chris Kosaric. Man, that guy is a freaking animal. I think he wishes he can play, and he plays vicariously through our guys.
Good way to put it. I love what he's coaching.
How you doing, man?
Is right
What's the topic
face.
tonight?
That was it. We're looking at some of the depth pieces on that defensive line. Who's going to survive? It's going to be dog eat dog. And this is the nice thing about it.
Holy
most
moly.
brutal guys on the field are going to be going for position. I just hope none of our offensive linemen get hurt. That's who they're going to be working on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, hold on. Shout out to Tommy, who's busting up Don Burr in the comments.
Tommy was missing earlier.
I mean, the Lions.
There was a little disorder in the chat.
God bless them. I learned. I moved out here from the Bay Area, and I learned very quickly what God bless them means.
What's it mean?
And it's not a good thing. It sounds good, but it's not a good thing. It's like God bless his soul, and that's kind of what I feel like towards Don Burr. It's like God bless him, because we're coming full force week 1.
Drew, we get a guy like this every year at the same time. The 2019 season, we had a guy, there was a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. There was no Brady in 2019, and he was running major smack up and down. Everybody knew him. People were going to his other social media pages looking for him. And, of course, you know what happened
So
in Tampa
are you
Bay.
telling me that Jared Goff is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
Don, please, go ahead. I thought I saw Russ come in and make a bet. It gave him all kind of advantages in that bet. I don't know if Don Bird took it or not. But Russo does not like for people to welch on the bets. He's had a guy renege on him before.
For his financial freedom, I sure hope not.
Lack thereof after that game. He won't pay.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are
big
talking
game.
that because they know they're not going to pay. So, sure, they'll man up on a bet. They have no shame.
I
you
know.
Yeah.
That's how it is on the internet. We know that.
So, you'll never be able to find Don Burr.
Quarterbacks. I heard some quarterback talk earlier, and I've been listening to you on Trey Lance. And it's such an interesting position to me. I don't like there's a lot of Niners fans that think that Lance is going to start week 1. I don't think that. I'm with you. Everything you've said about Jimmy and Lance, I think it's the Andy Reid approach, right? Like, I think it's going to be, let him sit for a year, let him marinate, let him just soak it in. If Jimmy gets hurt, we got a great insurance policy, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's supposed to be. And that's all it is. It's very simple.
Because if you run the risk of throwing that rookie out to the Wolves unnecessarily, if anything goes wrong, you've already taken a shot at his confidence. And there is going to be these are some of the best football players in the world, right? Trey Lance, he's coming out from 1 year of college and missed another year. Realistically, that is a formula for danger. Wait and see how he looks. Otherwise, you're going to kill his confidence. Then he's going to start forcing things. He's going to start pushing it. He's going to throw in the ball wild and into interceptions. Then it gets worse. It's a spiraling effect.
You look at Jared Allen, right? Like, a lot of people compare him to Jared Allen, and that's exactly what happened to Jared Allen his first 2 years. And he made it through. Right, like he made it through those first very rough years, and he'll admit he's talked about it at length. Those first 2 years were very, very hard. Mahomes did not have that with the Chiefs because he had Alex Smith.
Yeah, and he had Andy Reid,
and that's our best case scenario.
Great coach, exactly.
Jimmy took us to the Super Bowl. He was one pass away from pretty much winning it, and. It doesn't, we know we can win with him, right? Like, Sherman's the only piece missing. We got the same exact team from 2019.
Yeah.
2020 was just that's a mulligan.
Oh,
like
God.
that whole season was weird, very weird.
Unforgettably weird. My God, that was strange. Everybody has to go down? Everybody?
Yeah.
Nobody can
And no
stay?
fans. And
Yeah, and then
just,
you got
it
that.
was just bizarre.
Yeah.
It was bizarre. So I think that, you look at guys like Jared Allen. Justin Herbert is another great comparison. Like Tyrod Taylor was set to take over the season for the Chargers. He would have done a great job. He's a very good game manager. Game manager is not a bad term. He's a good game manager. He's a very good game manager.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert got thrown into the mix, and he flourished.
And
Mahomes, that is
Mahomes
sort of what Trey Lance could do if Jimmy gets hurt. But let's not hope that, because Jimmy's a great quarterback too.
When he's healthy. People forgot what he looks like when he got healthy because of last year. When Jimmy's on and healthy, he's good.
He's very good. I've seen him in person. I saw his very first game in Seattle. It was a birthday present.
Yeah. I
have some friends that have a luxury suite, so I was up there. I came down. I didn't realize how short Russell Wilson was, to be honest. But it was his very first start against Seattle.
Looking down at him when
he came in with 5-10 minutes left on the game, and he threw that touchdown pass to Simpson.
Yeah.
And man, it was phenomenal. And you're like, this guy ran the table. It's 5-0. We played the Titans. We played the Jaguars, both playoff teams, beat them.
Yeah.
And it looked great. You're like, this guy is the next coming of Tom Brady. Everybody thought it. Let's not pretend we didn't think it. He ran the table. And we're like, this guy, holy crap.
All the confidence in the world. Yeah. And he moved around. He wasn't, that's why I would say, everybody mistakes. Jimmy Garoppolo was running Kyle's offense. This is something people need to be concerned about with Trey Lance as well. Kyle's going to make Trey do what he wants him to do. Now, even if he's going to let him run more, Kyle's also going to be cautious. He doesn't want the same ending for Trey as he got with RG3. RG3 ran himself right out of the league into a serious injury and out. So he's going to be leery of that. And he's going to have Trey
please
running
let him
sometime.
Train with the best baseball slider on the planet and let him learn how to slide.
Yeah.
Because Niners quarterbacks, whether it's C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins, Jimmy Garoppolo, just slide. Like, look at Russell Wilson. The guy slides. He's safe.
He's a baseball
Doesn't matter
player.
the
Now
yardage.
that you mentioned it,
just
that's
get
pretty
down.
funny. Yeah. Yeah. He is a baseball.
Did Trey Lance play baseball?
I don't know. So I can't answer that.
Yeah, that's a good question. But he doesn't look like it because he runs through people like he's Derrick Henry.
See, you're not going to do that to NFL level. You can get seriously hurt doing that.
Yeah,
he's going to have to learn to slide.
That's what scares me. It's like, Kyle, get this guy with a baseball player and just teach him how to slide, please. All our quarterbacks just have sliding lessons for 1 week.
But can he do that? You're right. Watching all of his college film, he has no fear. He runs into guys. He knocks them into the booth. But at this level, you do that.
That's how Jalen Hurd broke his back, against Dallas in the preseason. I was at that game too. He bulldozed his way in the end zone. And you're that might have worked in college,
I gotta
bro.
admit, I
But these
enjoyed
dudes
that,
are NFL safeties.
Oh.
They're NFL safeties. They're like WWE.
The ref should have blown the whistle, though, Drew. That play was over.
Chill out.
And Jalen just, guys, I'm coming in. He keeps pushing. The stop had already been made. And Hurd took two guys into the end zone. That's when
he just ran him over. I was cheering because it was awesome, but then I'm like, dude, a week later, your back's broke. That's what happened.
See, I hope he's ready this year.
I do too. He's phenomenal, man. Tennessee, Baylor, that guy, he is a monster. I thought Debo was good and everything like that, but I think Hurd, potential-wise, had he not got hurt, would have been better than Debo.
Maybe. See, maybe we'll find out. Maybe Jalen stays on the field this year, and we finally get this question answered. Drew, great to meet you. And I love the way you spell your name.
Yeah.
I love it. Drew, let me see you. We'll see you tomorrow. if you get a chance.
Cool, man. Bring Tommy on. Make sure you get Tommy on.
Tommy gets in every now and then. He comes in. His assignment is he's like the Niner Ninja leader. So we'll see him.
All right, Ronbo. Thanks for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, you too. See you.
Thanks, fam. Chad, that's not fair. Jalen's soft. He's ridiculously hard. That's how he got hurt. You know. Elsa.
Bravo.
Ellis, we have decided tonight that we're not giving up on either Kevin Givens or Contavious Street. But boy, they got their work cut out for them because Kerr and Hurst, well, them dudes, they got too much time on their side in the NFL. We'll see, though. And somebody else pointed out, Big Show pointed out, we don't have to give up anybody. All of them can make this team. I wish they all would, actually. Because we got 55 this year, and we can extend the roster 55. I don't know if there's an allocation as to if you do extend to 55, I think there's something about offensive linemen. I don't know if that applies to game day or your overall roster. So we'll find out. But what do you think about that all gas, no brakes being the case this year and how it affects? We've gravitated toward also the secondary and how that will apply to them and how they are being seen again as the Achilles heel of that 49ers defense as they were in 2019, and they were still rated as one of the best in the NFL. Have we got something like that to look forward to again, Ellis? Provided we keep that monkey off our back called I ain't even going to say the word. God. But Ellis, let me stop and calm down here and listen to you.
Yeah, man. You know, I feel like again, you know, the thing that's benefited us the most throughout these past few years is the depth. And I feel like we're replenishing that depth again, even though we got some new guys, but they seem to be really good quality guys like everybody's talking about. You know, we got Arden Key and, you know, as well, you know what I mean, and some other guys that are there. So I think that's going to be clutch for us, especially on the defensive line, because there seemed to be, you know, an issue for us, you know, because, you know, guys kept getting hurt and we weren't getting really the looks that we needed all the time from Armstead, and, you know, which he was affected by, you know, Nick Bosa not being present. And, you know, so it's, you know, it's a domino effect. So I think, you know, the guys come in, I don't think nobody's taking Javon Kinlaw out the rotation. I don't see that happening at all. But what I do see is, you know, the other guys that we did get from the Raiders, and then, you know, Zach Kerr, that these guys are going to be rotational pieces that are going to get, you know, a lot of playing time. And that's what we want. We want fresh legs. We want guys to be coming in full bore and being, not burnt out. We want to have that, you know, those guys that they're available for replenishment. So I think it's all perfect. I think everything's going to align the way it's supposed to, really. You know, I don't see there being any guys. We definitely need to keep these guys unless they're just, you know, upsets in camp for whatever reason. But yeah, those depth pieces are very important. We need quality depth pieces, and we've been able to benefit from those things. Last year with us having a fifth-ranked defense, considering what the hell we had going on and who we were missing, which was the majority of our damn team, you know, even defensively, it was kind of astonishing to see that. You know what I mean? There's not many NFL teams that will ever be able to do what we did just last year alone, you know, just from a defensive perspective. You know, I'm not saying as a whole, you know, team-wise, and we still pulled out 6 wins. So, you know, I feel good, man. And you know, the
when
secondary,
that said that we should have beat New Orleans, I agree. That should have been
100%, man. Listen, we had about 4 games we clearly had in the bag, and it was a play or two that changed the momentum, and then we just, you know, things didn't end up going in our favor. You know, Nick Mullins threw that interception, you know what I mean, in the Eagles game after we had, you know, it's just these different plays and different things offensively, defensively that just, you know, kind of switched things and momentum, and it kind of got away from us after a while. And I remember us having that issue years ago, getting burnt out way back, you know what I mean, when we would just, you know, it's like we would kind of give up after a while, man. Those were some hard times, man, back then. So we've come a long way.
you know, and now we got this new era, and we got Fred, and we got all these guys. We really have a strong foundation here, man. And, you know, I'm looking to see these new acquisitions come in and fill in. Kevin Givens was looking real good. I seen him getting off the ball the other day on the video and stuff like that, you know, so he's training. I'm looking forward to seeing Kevin Givens come in. He might, you know, he's got like that Kerry Hyder size and frame and speed.
Yep.
You know, he's real nice off the ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing him too. You know, Kentavious, I know he's come in big for us last year. You know, he practically killed Drew Brees last year, you know. So, you know, he definitely comes in handy. Kentavious Streets is a massive individual, and we can utilize him, you know, so hopefully his health is going to be, you know, up to par. And you know, I just think it's going to be I mean, even if we take a few steps back defensively just because it's D'Amico Ryans, for which I don't anticipate that. I really don't. But even if we did, our offense is going to increase so much. I mean, damn, it's not even going to feel like we took any, you know, like we took the gas off in any side of the ball, either side. Because I just feel like we're going to be running up the score a lot more, and defensively it's going to be looking so exciting. Man, I don't know, man. I just can't wait.
It's going to be fun. Really. It's going to be a fun season for all those reasons too. It's going to be really amazing.
Bit.
Last year, that's the biggest motivating factor of all. Got embarrassed last year, and the NFL, boy, they think we're gonna go out like that.
They let hella teams get away with stuff, and they had us still playing, and we man, that's crazy. We got fucked over even after the Super Bowl. To be honest, excuse my French, but Jesus, the NFL was still, you know, kind of playing us, and they let Baltimore get away with and push their games back, but they made us play against the Packers. You know what I mean?
I can't believe we don't have anybody.
It is what it is.
I mean, there should have been. I guess lawyers can't go and man up in those cases. I would have been if I represented the 49ers and I was in a law firm, I'd have called right away. Hey, oh, Pete, yeah. Listen, Pete, I'm just concerned with the 49ers being play this Thursday night game. I mean, we've got guys on COVID, and I just noticed that the Ravens have set back for the second time for similar reasons. Help me understand that. You know, I would love to hear what Pete would have to say. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, man. They did us again, you know, but it's okay because at the end of the day, I mean, we can speak on that. You know what I mean? This isn't complaints. This is bullshit because if it was any other team in the NFL that had to go through that, you guys would be standing, you know, tall and be saying, hey, no, this, you know, that's not right. And, you know, I mean, facts are facts. So they should have, you know, but at the end of the day, I think that just gave us an extra added boost to come in stronger next year and really not take any prisoners. So, you know, Kyle being behind the 8 ball with the media and everything right now, I think he's going to come out and we're just going to go crazy, man. So I'm just looking forward to it.
I tell you, well, you know what? I got a feeling Goodell would have told me, listen, we can't reschedule Thursday night games. I don't even know, you know, what are we supposed to do? Raj, at the end of the season, there's that last Thursday night that you don't play going in. Why don't you play that game then? There is that 1 week before the season ends, you get your last Thursday night game where there's no Thursday night football. Run it then and save that. And actually reserve a Thursday night for, especially during COVID season, reserve a Thursday night to use or play it on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. You don't need to force them to play with no players. Oh, I'd have got mad again. My God, that was ridiculous. I got 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, they did us dirty, fam. That's what I mean. You know, even after the Super Bowl and all that. But you know, it's good because you know next year, like I said, it's all gas, no brakes, and it's the you know what was it? Not revenge tour. This is the redemption. We're gonna redeem ourselves now with a full squad. That's what we're doing here. So everybody just get ready, man. Strap up, and you know,
let's go.
I mean, I'm excited. Yeah. I don't care. I don't call quarterback controversy and all that, man. Just give me my QB. I know Trey's going to be here. Jimmy's going to be here. Let's get it cracking. You know, I don't want to sit up over here and go back and forth. Let's go. Let's go out there and let's go take what's ours, man.
And win these games. You know? That's the bottom line. Whatever it takes,
point blank.
Whoever's out there, support them. Let's win. And you look back, and the big picture is win. All right, so haggling and fighting. And I already made a vow on Twitter. I got 3 people watching me. Let me know if I get into any spats with any of the Jimmy G Club anti-Jimmy G Club. Do not call me out on it, so I'll stop. It's a ridiculous argument to have at this point. They're both wearing 49 uniforms. And like some people are saying, you don't have to hate one to love the other.
Exactly.
You know?
Come on, man. Come on. We've come too far. It doesn't have to be like that. You know what I mean? We are grown adults here, and that's not what life is about. Let's just be balanced about it.
Yeah.
We're Niners, man, and that's it. If Jimmy's gonna be here, he's gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just go. Give me my QB, and give me my team, and let's run it.
Fam,
Yes, sir.
Monday night, get ready. I think we talked about receivers so much today. I think we're going to put some more energy into it tomorrow. We'll look for you tomorrow night. E?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Ronbo, as always, man. Thank you for production. Shout out to all of the Niners out there, the good guys. Shout out to all the, cats from the other teams in there that's, coming in and supporting the Ronbo Sports Show. Your views and your support and everything, whether you hating or not, man. I mean, you're here, like I said. So
that's a good point.
Congratulations. You're in the best damn sports show there is. Anyway, hit that like and subscribe. Peace and love.
Thanks, Ellis.
And to the next episode, Monday night.
Yes, indeed. Looking for you, too. Night, fam.
Respect, family. Peace.
Yeah. With the Tommy Huxley would actually get bored if those people didn't come in. I can tell the way Tommy goes after him. He really enjoys that. And fam, Coach, he says, that's Coach Timo, by the way, if you see him in the chat. Hey, wanted to let you know this is my 49th season as a 49ers fan. Is that awesome or what? See, 49ers, 49th season. 49th season. That's special to me. I feel a epic season coming in 2021. Who's with me? In the words of Jim Harbaugh, who's got it better than us? Nobody! Oh, somebody else did something else too I enjoyed. All gas. Who was that said? I was saying all gas and no brakes. They've changed it to all gas and bust ass. I like that a lot. Oh! Fam, anyway, tomorrow night, let's talk receivers because there's some names brought up in our wide receiver room I had already forgotten about. In fact, they may be the name of the subject tomorrow night. The 49ers that nobody talks about. For now, they're the 49ers nobody talks about. Man, I say have a great night. And fam, thanks for those contributions. Always appreciated. And those likes and those dislikes. Haters, there's a special place for you in HDLL. Just know that, okay? You come in here and you have fun with my folks, and then you do that. You guys got no class, all right? I know! God, I love doing